Where do we start?
Brian.
There's a sitting corpse, half unwrapped mummy that's staring me down and reading poetry to me. And you guys are off doing Augustus-y things.
Okay,
Where
so
you're chasing him and
caught up with Augustus.
healing him and smiting him.
There was a fight. It's pretty epic.
It was a mountainside battle.
Yep. I ended up pretty hurt. Again. Art went invisible, so he was doing invisible things, who knows. At the end of the fight, we're at the bottom of the hill. Augustus is hurt. Did I heal him after he was at 0 or something? I woke him up. I was like, whoop, wake up, dude. And I told him, I just want the tome, we'll let you go. And he was like, I don't have it. And then I was like, huh. And then he wanted to be my prisoner. And I was like, no, that's not going to happen. And he told me his name. I thought about killing him. He took a swing at me.
What was his name?
Augustus Monroe.
Oh my God.
Dun, dun, dun. Magnus's brother. And so I was like, maybe I should kill him. And he was like, I'm going to kill you first. And then he missed. So I killed him. And went back up. Talked about the talking head thing.
Merritt found a talking head. Well, a talking skeleton.
He just took the head.
They put it back.
It did a riddle, right? I'm going to post the riddle in chat. I remember we said I should have probably done that last time.
Anyways, then we walked
When
in.
you guys solve it for us, please.
Because they don't got it.
Ro was in the library with the candlestick. No, I'm just kidding. But he had taken our dwarf and sequestered him away in some kind of crazy trap.
He borrowed the dwarf.
He borrowed the dwarf, yeah. And then he proceeded to beat the shit out of me, at least. Anybody else? No? Okay.
I got punched a little bit.
Yeah, you got punched a little bit. And so Art turned me into a T-Rex, which collapsed the structure and made Art lose concentration, which reverted me to a normal me. And then I think we finally beat Ro. He told us that, he'd killed Garavon while we were fighting. And so we find Garavon's body before we leave. Everybody's kind of sad this new guy shows up, and we don't know who he is. We kind of almost started fighting him, but then he seemed to be helping us. So
No, you guys definitely started attacking me.
Merritt did.
He did too.
Did I too?
Yeah, but I shielded your fist. Take
tried to
that,
punch him.
Delaron.
I tried to
Can't punch
him.
me
I
anymore,
tried to
Josh.
punch him. His armor class is higher with this character. It didn't work. Then we
No
went
more
back to
picking on the
Citadel.
new guy.
I don't know. What did I miss? I missed things.
Oh,
I mean,
As far as a recap, it looked pretty good.
that was a quick recap, but that's fine. It doesn't have to be long.
You don't
I
have
feel
to
like
go
a lot of
through.
last game was beating things up.
There was a lot of fighting. I think we started with fighting and almost ended with fighting. The only thing you did after...
Went back to the Citadel.
Yeah, you guys went back to the Citadel.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where you left off.
Yeah, so I feel like that's what we did the whole time.
Found a lot of loot. A lot of loot.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of
So
stuff
much
here.
loot.
Bracers of
All the
defense,
loots.
cloak of displacement, sword of wounding, headband of intellect, cloak of protection, gauntlets of overstrength, and hand wraps, magic hand wraps. That's the stuff that I got.
You'll still have to spend time identifying and attuning to.
Okay.
One of those things got to give some crazy tremor sense thing, too.
No.
We just don't know what. Unless Ro just can do it now. Could do it.
He was blessed by the gods.
Maybe he's my NPC now.
I know one of
He's
them.
dead. I ripped his head off.
Well, was.
Yeah. I literally pulled
He
off
had a
his
tattoo
head.
that allowed him to do some things.
Sure did.
I know that.
He had one tattoo that allowed him to do some things at least.
Yeah. Yep. It's just Ryan's world. We just live in it.
And ruin it every week.
Dying it.
And dying it.
I'm not mad.
So before we begin, we had one follower throughout the week. Give them a shout out. Bad Wolf, if you're out there, thank you for your follow.
Good wolf.
I have another shout out. It is my sister-in-law's birthday today. So happy birthday, Christy. Can't believe you remembered. Or were you just following what I said?
Before I even moved here, I was visiting in February of 2007, and because the people that I was latched onto, being driven around by, went to her birthday party. So I'm one of those things that I remember.
Ryan's brain does that. It actually remembers things. It does its job well.
Good job.
In weirdly specific situations.
Not enough drugs when you were young.
Should have done more.
Probably should have.
It's never too late to start.
That's the riddle they got last game, Open Hand
I
Badger.
used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to, too.
That guy's funny.
And dead.
It did not come out as well as it looks on my end. At least when I wrote it in chat, it looks kind of like it's jumbled. That's all right. Still make heads or tails of it, I think. Probably better than these guys can.
We got stuff to do.
I have
We've got
ideas.
stuff to do.
Good.
All right.
Solve it.
Not good ones.
Oh, yeah, last thing before we
Ideas.
start. I keep saying that.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't had a chance to go over to our YouTube channel, we're doing a new series called Insight Check, where we talk about everything D&D 5e. So if you ever get a chance, head on over there. I think there's probably a YouTube link under our video somewhere. You can find it. There's a few different of our playlists. It has its own playlist, though. Insight Check. That's my intros. Let's get started, guys.
No, it's 8 o'clock.
Let me take the music down a notch. Like you said, that's too happy. Garavon's dead. That's what I should name this playlist. What do you guys do? You just got back to the Citadel.
So you teleported us?
Yep.
Can we go back to the teleportation circle room?
Who's in the teleportation circle room?
Merritt stormed out. With some purpose, although you might have lost that purpose between weeks.
Yeah, he's off outing, maybe? I forgot that I left, but okay, I left.
Because when you got into the room, you saw that there was an attendee.
Oh, yeah.
That would be one of Amiradel's scribes. He's sitting there and he's taking everyone's name down, except you just walked right past him.
Yep.
And the whole group walked with you. Thank you for your resubscription, the Mighty Meeple.
I think that I was going to go find the place where we put dead people and put Garavon there. Do we have a place like that? They're like...
He stormed out. He doesn't know.
Yeah. It used to, up until about 2 weeks ago, when Ryan shrank it down to a little tiny chapel.
Right.
Okay. Make it tinier every time you mention it. You have 9 bedrooms now.
I thought we had like 19.
You have 10 bedrooms. You have a huge worship hall.
Whatever. I go find Ramiel. I don't give a shit about the places, really. I go find Ramiel.
Okay. Father Ramiel.
Yep.
The corpse on your shoulder.
Yeah,
Still have the corpse on your shoulder?
I do.
Awkward. You hear someone from behind the door. Come in, come in.
I open the door and I poke my head in.
Poke your head in, and Father Ramiel is laying back on his bed. He looks up. Looks like he was resting. Clears his eyes. Mr. Cooper, what can I help you with today?
One of my adventuring party has passed, and I need to find a place to put him before we have the service. Do you know if there's a place in the Citadel that might serve for this function?
We can bring him to the hall, where we can prepare his body for burial. I'll get Sean. Attend to the body.
Thank you. I'll take
Is it
Garavon.
presentable?
Garavon's face probably highly deformed and stuff. I'm like,
When you looked at the body,
might need
he
a
has
little
like
work.
a bruise on his face. Not even a bruise, a big goose egg. But besides that,
his neck being open, his teeth being out. He did get
he didn't lose any
punched
teeth.
to
His ribs
death.
were broken. His throat was slit. That's what killed him in
I'm
the
like,
end.
he might need a little bit of work. That's what I say.
Very well. I'll let him know.
I'll meet him in the hall. That's where we're going, in the hall. Thank you, Father. So
Ring that bell right beside you. You look over and there's a rope that hangs up by his door side.
I ring it.
Just pull the rope. You don't even hear the bell.
Oh, it probably goes to
It
Sean's room.
feeds through
Sure.
somewhere.
Mouse holes and other
You're
weird
like-
things.
It's not working.
Right.
It's not working.
You do that on camera.
Yeah. I was
I
like,
purposely did it not on the camera.
Yeah, okay.
Clip it.
Okay. So I go to the hall and I just sit in one of the front pews or whatever and wait for Sean to show up.
Okay.
I'll prop Garavon up next to me. And we'll have a quick weekend at Bernie's talk.
What did you say to Garavon?
He
What do I say?
slumps over on your shoulder a little.
I pat his cheek. I say, sorry about what happened. I didn't mean for you to get killed. You're supposed to be stealthy. What the fuck were you doing? Anyways. Sorry about that. And then I just sit.
In silence. Artigan, what were you doing?
I'm probably gonna head to Is there a library, a place with books?
There's not a dedicated library here. Father Ramiel's room has the most books of the entire Citadel. But other than that, there is actually, the commons room, the conference room, has some bookshelves and different tomes and scripts.
I'll go look around and see if I can find anything on Ravenswood in particular.
Okay. You would guess that there's probably nothing mentioning that specifically here, just because there's not a lot of material to work with.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely go around for a while.
I'll probably end up going to that scribe that I told him I would tell him the rest of the story.
Oh yeah. Did I ever give you his name?
I don't think so.
I
Maybe
don't
you
think
did.
so either.
There should be a cantrip. No name.
Hmm.
So that every person you come in contact with can just know what their name is.
Identify?
I would kill you. His name is Caleb. He is attending to a Mirabelle right now. When you go up to him, he's talking with her. He looks up. Artigan,
Figured you wanted to hear the rest of the story. But looks like you're busy whenever you're ready.
everyone made it back. That's good.
Not everyone.
Me.
The Garavon unfortunately has passed.
Did you say the Garavon?
I love it.
I don't think I said the Garavon. Garavon passed.
Meridell looks up. You know where Merritt has gone?
He's in the Citadel. I can look for him. If you...
I can send someone. Don't bother yourself. She goes back to writing something. She has a little journal in her lap. And Caleb looks up at you. I could meet with you later.
Okay.
You gonna go to the library then?
Yep. Oh. We go to the commons room.
Yeah.
Maybe ask Father Ramiel. Can't find anything.
Merritt.
I will kind of take go through like the back passageways rather than through the front halls and whatnot, and work my way up to the greenhouse garden on the roof.
Okay. There is a few layers of snow. Now, is the greenhouse on the roof roofed?
Glass.
I think that's what we said a long, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it got a little bigger today. Good job.
Yeah.
Build up and down.
I'm working on it. So I'm by the lake on the roof.
Oh, we have a lake?
It's like a kiddie pool. You can dip your feet in it.
Yeah. By the
But you
ocean.
go up to the greenhouse. There are 2 priests there, attending to the gardens and to the plants. They're not looking their best, but they're still growing. All their sunlight. One of them looks up at you and you walk in, gives you a nod, and goes back to his business.
I'm just going to walk the rounds and look at the layout. I'm going to find an area that seems appropriate to bury a tiefling who pretended to be an elf.
You're smart enough to know that probably is not a good idea, at least in the greenhouse. There's no real cemetery here. There is a cemetery in the city.
Yeah.
And you could expand your citadel to have more underground burial areas, but you don't have them right now.
A crypt. Maybe a cryptorium. Or what is that called? A catacombs or something?
Or a tomb.
I'm just looking at it right now, considering the possibility of bringing in a lot more dirt.
Could do that, but it wouldn't promote plant growth. Not like that.
Trying to turn him into a tree.
Don't dead bodies turn into dirt that turns into plants? Isn't that what it-
Eventually.
Eventually, not right away.
But you don't want to put a dead body next to your carrots.
You could, take one of the corners of the greenhouse and mound up a mound of dirt there. What do they call those? A
Cairn?
cairn.
Oh, I had
Without the rocks, but yeah.
I had a different plan, but
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking right now.
yeah.
You're off thinking and wandering, contemplating
My
Garavon's
plan is
death.
to go get the metal that I was going to use to make my armor and see if I can sacrifice a portion of it to make a plaque.
We'll get to your point. You're not there.
Sacrifice
Garavon.
all of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Garavon
God damn
is
it.
dead.
Raphael.
It's okay, Garavon.
Thank you. So,
Raphael. Where are you going? Everyone does left.
Right. So, Merritt storms out. Delaron is carrying Garavon out of the room, and Artigan just takes off, and I
mean, I could have
They left you
followed
alone
any of us.
again.
but I wasn't there for any of it. So I just kind of, I goes, this group is irregular. And I guess I'll just start walking around the castle. Because I guess thinking to myself, they're obviously in pain from losing their friend. I mean, they're absolutely devastated. Because it's tough letting go one of your favorite people of all time. So I'm just gonna let them be.
You'd have probably
and
gotten along
I will.
with him.
I want to talk to them, but I'm gonna let them grieve, and it's gonna take a while. I know, because losing someone so close to you is tough. Again.
So
I'm just gonna kind
give
of
them their space.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them their space, and I'm just gonna walk the Citadel. And if I see anybody, I'll say hello.
Okay. You are walking around and yeah, you pass by Gloriosa. She looks at you as you pass by.
Like this?
Not exactly like that. She can still see shadows and shapes.
Yeah, she's blind.
Not 100% blind. Mostly
98, yeah.
blind. But as you pass by, she turns her head over to you. Good day to you.
Good day.
What's your name? You came in with Maritime, correct?
That is correct.
What's your name again?
Raphael.
It's good to meet you, Raphael. She holds out her hand to shake your hand.
His hand of my shaking.
My name is Gloriosa Everlight. Have you had a chance to meet everyone yet?
Not quite.
Would you like a tour?
That would be pleasant.
She looks over at one of her attendees, Darnella. Darnella, come here. Walk with us. Let's go visit the hall. Take you through the upstairs. Do you have a room yet?
I do not think so.
We'll have to remedy that.
Thank you for your hospitality.
She'll walk you around.
I'm in the hall. Go up there.
Yeah, you'll eventually show up there. You walk through the main reading hall. They show you around. It's rather inviting here.
But small.
The greeting hall's pretty big. The whole lower floor is 2 rooms, the greeting hall and the healer's hall. So it's huge rooms down here. And the upstairs is mostly just small rooms.
Sure.
But she just gives you a tour of everything. It's a lot of artwork, tapestries hanging on the wall down here, symbols to Paylor, landscape, paintings, and they've painted the ceiling in too. It's really good artwork. She walks you through. This is where my father stays, Father Ramiel. Then she walks you through to the healer's hall, where you see Father Ramiel, Delaran, and old Garavon.
I'll just go up to Delaran and I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
After you are done grieving, I will need to speak.
We can talk now. Brother Emil, Sean, I'll leave you to it.
Very well.
Once you have them prepared, let me know.
We should have everything ready by the night.
Thank you so much.
If we want to bury him in the cemetery, probably be a day funeral.
I think we should discuss what we're going to do with the body. I had a few ideas.
Very well.
Walk and talk?
That would be nice.
All right, start leaving. Are you going to walk with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to look for art.
Okay. You don't go very far. He's in the conference room.
Oh.
The door is open across from Father Ramiel's room.
Oh, okay. Well, here, walk with me for a second. Art.
What?
So, out of game really quick. What's our long rest schedule like? When can we take another long rest?
Night. You just woke up.
Did we? Oh, that's right.
Like an
We
hour
went
ago.
there, got our
About
asses
2 hours
handed
ago.
to
It's
us,
probably like
couple
10
hours.
a.m.
Okay. Hey, tomorrow, I want to go get the medal from your father's place, if that's cool, if that's still on the table.
Fine with that as long as we're not going to be around here for the council to come.
Isn't the council one more day away?
Not sure.
I thought it was 3 days away. This is day 1. Tomorrow's day 2. Then day 3 they show up.
Yeah, it's just something that I'm guessing Merritt will want to have input on. So you probably should check with him to make sure.
Okay, we'll check with him. You know where he's at?
No.
Well, we'll just walk around and look for him for a couple minutes.
You saw where everyone wandered off to. They wandered off downstairs while you were following behind. He wandered off the opposite way.
I think he
Upstairs.
went that way.
Okay.
You
Let's
saw him
go.
go upstairs.
So, go ahead.
Well, I was hoping to talk to all 3 of you at the same time, since it concerns all of them.
Walk with us, Art.
Were there any books that I found that were useful?
In what way? Nothing
Uh,
about the Ravenswood.
Nothing about Ravenswood? Anything about resurrection magic or anything like that?
This is great.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, okay. Follow.
In fact, there was a book that taught you
How to
How to kill people?
kill
Finger of death. That's what you learn.
But no, there wasn't anything.
I want Finger of Death to just be like, boop.
I mean, I think it's like,
I always thought that you had someone's finger that you cut off and you beat him with it.
okay, that's great.
I run a different kind of game in my brain.
No kidding. Lop. I might have
So you
component
did
so
not
well.
find anything useful. Merritt, while you're doing the rounds and contemplating, you hear a voice behind you. A woman walk up. Merritt. It is Adina's voice, you can tell right away.
Now's not really a good time.
Merritt, I must insist. Just hear me out for a second. Do you continue walking?
I make my way to about the center of the
So
greenhouse.
she'll walk. Not right next to you, but near you, behind you. I know you haven't taken a scribe yet. Something I've been thinking about a lot. If you would consider me, I would like to be your personal scribe while you control the Citadel. I've trained a lot, my whole life almost. Been an attendee to your mother. I think I would be very good at the job. And I've heard what happened and I'm really sorry. No, this might not be the best time. I just asked for your consideration. You don't have to decide right now. She sounds very nervous.
My interview process isn't all that complicated. I want you to take a note, make it official, that I don't want to be disturbed right now. Do that. Sure, you can have the job if you want it.
Oh,
And I sit down
right now.
And I sit down right where I am.
I feel bad for her.
So she nods her head and doesn't say anything. You hear her pull some parchment out and start scribbling down. She sits a few benches away from you. And then after she's done writing, she moves away silently.
Mhm. And
You hear right by you, "That wasn't very nice, Merritt." And you can tell it's Tia's voice. You're familiar.
I say the same thing to her. Say, now is not the time. You know who to keep away. And I close my eyes and light, like runes of light, begin to slowly orbit around me.
You hear the zzz as Tia zips away. past Adina until you're just left in silence. The only sounds you can hear are the occasional digging of the priests nearby that are attending to the gardens and plants. You guys head towards Merritt's room, you'd assume, because that's the second floor.
I'm going to canvass the whole tower if we can't find him.
It takes a while.
It's fine. I have nothing else going on.
About 15 minutes before you realize he's nowhere you would know on the second floor. And
wow.
you pass by Adina. She's walking through the hall.
Have you seen Merritt?
Yes. He said he does not want to be disturbed.
Where is he?
He doesn't want to be disturbed.
What way was she coming from?
She was walking down the hall towards you.
I mean, I'll just pass her then and keep looking.
As you try to pass, she'll step in front of you before you move past her. He really said, I not right now. You can tell she's definitely blocking the way of where he actually is.
I like you, Adina. I'm going to move you. You do not move yourself. I will be kind about it. I won't hurt you, but you can't stop me from getting past you.
Hear another voice. You need to stop that. It's Tia's voice. You're such a bully.
I just ignore Tia. I'm like, carefully shift her to the side and move faster. Should we make a
Roll for initiative.
Should we make an athletics check?
Smite! Can you smite shift her?
You don't have to roll for it. She's a small woman.
Right. I find what you're doing admirable. I think that you will make a great steward. And all of that stuff, only good things. But I'm going to go see the 15-year-old boy that just lost one of his friends.
He's not a... He may be young, but he's not a boy. Please don't. Please just give him some time. Please.
This may not be the best time for me to speak about it. I'll be in my room. For when you are finished.
He opts right out. He's like, nah, this one's not good. Not good for the new guy.
Come find me when you are finished.
Sure.
Give him an hour.
I walk
Please.
away at this point.
He's always worked things out on his own.
The reason I came with is because Raphael wanted to talk to all three of us, so.
All right.
So Artigan leaves. Now it's just you and Adina and Tia in the hallway. Tia's still invisible.
I'm outnumbered. So I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll give him an hour. That's fine. Let him know that when he's done being by himself, the rest of us have things that we have to do, and we need his help.
Okay. Tia, she says, as you're walking away, and you can hear her talking to Tia till the voices fade away.
Is there another way to get up there?
You could climb the outside of the building.
No, that's okay. I guess I'll go back to the hall.
Like Featherfall, wait, no slots. Oh no!
Yeah, for the what would kill me right now? I have no hit points. I'm actually super hurt.
So, she... Actually, you don't know what she does. You walk away, and I'll just pass an hour. An hour passes, you're in the hall. You're in your room. You don't have a room.
Well,
You did just get out. You opted out. You're probably in the hall, honestly, unless you go somewhere else.
Gloriosa said she was going to get a room for me.
You gonna go find Gloriosa?
Yeah, that's
She's
where
down
all-
in the hall.
Yeah, so I went down. I'm just kind of meandering around. I don't know my way around.
Yeah.
Yeesh, Raphael, get a room.
And Artigan, you're heading to where?
Probably back to the books. Maybe to talk to Father Ramiel, see if he's got anything subjects looking for.
So an hour passes. He doesn't have anything for you. You don't have a room yet. And you actually kept your word.
Yeah, I'm just staying in the hall.
How long do you stay up there, Merritt?
Still there.
Okay.
All right, so an hour passes. I go back. They said an hour. I'll give like an hour and a half probably. I go
After
back.
about 50 minutes, you hear a little voice. It's Tia. Merritt. Delrin's coming and he will not take no for an answer. We did all we could. Adina is not there.
I give her a quick telepathic thank you.
She nuzzles into your shoulder again. A feeling of comfort. And then in silence for the next few minutes.
I wait like a little bit more than an hour until I go up there. I wait like an hour and like an hour and 15, and then I go up.
Okay. Get Raphael. Start
Nope.
again.
Nope, I don't get those guys yet.
Make it up to where you knew she was coming from. You've never been there. But you walk your way up the spiral staircase to the top of the tower, get to the roof, and on the roof there's a pretty large greenhouse. Merritt's sitting there. He's got some of his thaumaturge going and some of his magic.
Yeah. I'm actually
Calming magic.
surrounded by these white and yellow runes made of light that are just constantly being added. There's more and more surrounding me.
I'll go sit down outside the barrier of light ruins.
Yep, that's all you guys.
Are you all right?
I don't appear to be saying anything. My eyes are closed too.
Well, we have to make decisions about Garavon's funeral. I had some thoughts I wanted to run by you, seeing as how you're the master of the Citadel now. Ramiel and Sean are preparing his body. I was thinking that maybe we could pry up some of the blocks in the courtyard out front, set his body beneath the courtyard. Garavon's father knew where there was a stash of some metal that's like so tough it's nigh indestructible, and I thought that we could put that down as a plaque in the masonry to commemorate him. That also makes the body easier to retrieve if we ever get the ability to bring him back to life and we want to try. We don't have to go and rob the graveyard. So there's that. The new guy wants to talk with the three of us, me, you, and Art, about something. I don't even know who this guy is, or if we can trust him. I feel like thought Lorenzo was a decent sort of guy, but turned out he was a plant, and so I am kind of suspicious. But I guess that's my nature. So, we could use your help.
So about 5 to 10 seconds pass, and then like another rune shows up and starts swirling around. And after that, I say, "Sounds good." Then I go back to the trance.
Okay, tomorrow me and Art are leaving. You don't necessarily have to come with us. For me time, that's okay, but we're gonna go and retrieve the metal from his father's shop, which I think might be behind occupied lines. I don't think when is the council getting here? Is it tomorrow or is it the day after? I thought it was the day after. Art seems to be kind of confused. I was hoping that you would be able to clarify the timetable for us, because if you want us to be here for it, I don't want to miss it.
Probably about 30 seconds at least pass. And then like another rune shows up. Starts spinning around. I don't... Man, one of those gardeners is uppity. remember. Mirabelle or Gloriosa will know.
Okay. Are you gonna be all right?
Probably like a solid minute passes. Another rune shows up, and then I reply, I imagine so.
All right, I just stand up and walk out.
Okay. We're gonna do some time passing. I know you guys all have stuff you can do. We're not gonna role play at all.
Should
Sounds
we just
like
say
there's gonna be time
what
passing.
we do for the next day?
So for today, tell me what you're doing.
How big are the blocks in the courtyard? Are they little cobblestones? Are they big blocks? What does it look like down there?
In the courtyard, there are lots of different sized cobblestones, but you could pry them up and easily bury a body in them if you wanted.
Okay, so I pry up enough that we will be able to make a grave for Garavon off to the side. I'm going to pry him up next to the wall. Is there a wall? There's probably not a wall. Well, I'll pry him up next to the building then. So we can put a plaque in the stone of the building, hopefully. I ask, does Lodi know anything about working stone? I ask
Lodi?
prejudicedly. Yeah.
I mean, he can get people to help you.
Okay. Yeah, I want to be able to set a plaque there, and I want to put the body here.
Okay, that's what you do for the day. Raphael.
I guess the remainder of the day, I'm just waiting for them to approach me.
Okay.
And if
You eventually
I see,
have a room.
yeah, and if I see Gloriosa during that time, is Counselor Maritime's not here with me, is he?
He is.
Okay, so I'd probably go and speak to him and tell him what happened at the Temple of Three Furies. Tell him I haven't been able to speak with the Agileos yet, but I'm letting him grieve.
Okay.
And if we see Gloriosa, I'll just kind of... She's been a counselor before, correct? She was on the-
Gloriosa?
Yeah.
She knows the counselor. She was not a counselor.
Okay. All right. So I won't speak to anything about the council with her. I'll just say thanks for your hospitality again, and maybe ask her about these guys.
Okay. You're going to learn not much more than you already know. Nothing more than you already know.
Sure.
And you guys have been walking through the Citadel, everyone but Merritt. You've noticed there is more hustle and bustle. Mirabelle, she's having her guards and her knights moving things around, and they're clearing out some of the buildings next to the Citadel, clearing them out of storage and preparing them for room chambers for more people. You guys own, I think, 3 other buildings by the Citadel. That's where your room is one of the other buildings near the Citadel.
Okay.
Artigan, what are you doing today?
I'm going to pretty much do research as much as I can on the subjects I said. When the scribe comes to me, I'll tell him the rest of that story. And then at some point, I'm going to find a spot kind of like out in the... not too far away from the place, like the Citadel, but kind of more out into the wood area, and I'm going to make a giant stone boot that is 5 feet.
You can make a what?
Stone shape, I'll make a giant stone boot.
Okay. You can find a stone out in the woods. It takes a little searching.
Mhm.
It'll take you probably a good hour or 2 of your day,
Mhm.
plus the getting out there. So it's going to take like a third of your day to do this giant stone boot that you're doing. And you find a stone large enough that you can reshape it into a boot. I want a performance and intelligence.
Performance?
Performance and intelligence.
Let's see. Blue will be intelligence.
Well, they're one roll, sorry.
Oh, one roll?
Your performance skill with your intelligence modifier.
Let's see. Performance is a +8. So that would be...
Good God, man.
Oh, wait.
But minus the 5.
Minus the 5. So it's a
It
+3.
would just be the +3.
So that's a 5.
Why -5?
Oh, 'cause it
he's
doesn't have
taking it
his,
away from a charisma
I don't have
skill
intelligence. Yeah.
and putting it into an intelligence.
Correct. That makes way more sense. How much?
5 total.
Ooh.
You make a crude boot.
It looks like Italy.
Is it a boot that stands up with no leg inside?
Yep.
5 feet high?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Okay.
like a Tetris piece.
Yeah.
You can make out the shape. It's nothing fancy. There's not
Yeah.
any detail work on it.
I'll have to work on it.
But yeah, you make a boot. I'm not even going to ask why. We'll find out when the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you do today. I'm assuming Merritt's sitting.
Yep.
You know and notice that Adina sits nearby, but not as to disturb you. She thinks she's being quiet, but your senses are so highly attuned that you just know she's there. You can tell. And she's writing things down and keeping watch on the stairwell coming upstairs to the greenhouse. But she sits in silence the rest of the day until you're ready to get up, if you ever do.
I definitely keep going. And more densely packed little scribbles and runes of light pass around until almost the entire area is being flooded with light.
Okay.
I dig a grave.
You
So,
dig a grave.
I'm gonna make 6 by 3 by 6 foot hole in the ground, and like I'm cool with Lodi helping or getting people to help like remove the stone and make the spot for the plaque, but I'm gonna do all the digging.
Okay. And that's what you guys do.
So like yeah, broken, battered, bloody, with a few hit points, I dig a hole.
Till the night comes. Anything in particular you're gonna do before bed? Got a few hours. Barrett hasn't come out.
Whatever. Fuck.
So at nighttime, I'm probably talking to the counselor, and I'll bring up the poem
Riddle.
and the riddle.
Okay. He'll go over it with you. See if you can figure anything out.
I'm gonna see. Can you identify the magic items that we picked up?
I haven't really been doing that lately, so kind of fell off my radar.
Lodi, do you know where we can get these things identified?
You can spend time just with them, like all magic items.
I have to attune to them.
Tune to them.
Figure out what they do? Is that how you have to do it? So it would take me
Cursed.
hours to do it. And I have attuned to a cursed magic item before, so I don't know if I want to do that. Is there a place that I can go and get someone to identify them for me?
Sure, there are some temples that can do that.
No, identify the thing shop in town.
I know a few people in the town that can do it. There's no shops that would do that for you.
Let's go find one of those
Everyone
people,
can do that.
and I'll compensate them accordingly.
I only roll 1s and 20s today,
I know.
apparently.
Yeah, no kidding.
He'll point you in the right direction.
Okay.
They'll charge you a nominal fee.
How much?
200 gold for all your items. You
It's
have
not
quite a
too
few.
Yeah.
What's under
200 gold.
300?
All right. So I have 200 gold less.
Artigan, you got your boot done before dinner.
Hmm?
Anything else?
Nope. Other than that, probably just early to bed, early to rise.
You are always early to bed. Mary, you gonna stay there all night? Through bedtime? Bedtime will come.
All right, so I'm gonna
We
switch
get a
out
long rest.
the cloak of displacement with the cloak of protection before I go to
On
bed.
your short rest and your long rest, you will gain, if you actually sleep, you will gain your long rest benefits and you can attune to
Is
items.
there a way to like just reset everything
What are you talking about?
for long rest?
I imagine overnight the greenhouse on the roof is just
Long rest.
Cool.
glowing like a lighthouse.
I'm
Take a
sure
long
you use
rest.
most of your spells to flood it
Confirm.
with light.
I
Confirm.
can use the
Okay.
last of my sorcery points.
What are you casting?
Hallow,
Cool.
24-hour cast using the daylight sub function.
So it's always light up there?
It will be permanent daylight and then 60-foot radius.
The fuck? What? Let me read this spell.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I was looking at this. What are we doing right now?
You ain't doing nothing. You guy.
What do you do?
I'm sending you back to the temple.
Holy shit. I mean, I am like, who the fuck is this guy? And do we even, like, is he even...
Yeah, you could find out for us.
Who, me? Yeah. That's not my job.
So how many effects can you do?
I think just one.
You combined an extra effect to the area. So you're hallowing the top, the
With
roof,
the daylight effect.
and it does just 60 feet, huh? So yeah, it gets all the greenhouse for the most part, except the corners. And you started that in the morning.
Yep.
So that will take effect at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
the next morning. But you don't get a long rest.
Correct.
And the morning comes. You didn't really figure anything out on it, but you did contemplate the riddle with him. You gave him some of your answers. The Maritime seemed pleased that you are taking this to heart and trying to study still, even though you're much past the point of study nowadays.
What do the magic hand wraps do, by the way?
Oh, the magic hand wraps are a monk item.
Okay, what do they do?
They allow you to take an extra attack whenever you spend a key. That's it.
Okay.
Unarmed attack, sorry.
Okay. Well,
They
I
beat Garavon up. That's what they do.
Kind of want to make a monk now.
horribly, horribly. Okay, I saved them. Just got worse. Oh well.
Let me kill my character real quick, guys.
So yeah, I am going to try to meet with you guys this morning. So we sleep? We try to sleep in the same room, right?
Yeah, you do.
We do.
He does not.
Yeah, I don't care about the stairs so much.
In the morning, I'll be just that pesky guy that doesn't know what to do.
So you're kind of just wandering
'cause
around the
My
Citadel.
boss is. I have to be with my boss, and I don't know what to do because my boss is doing boss stuff. So I'm just gonna sit outside the hall and just kind of draw circles in the ground with my sword, I guess, until I see these guys and hope to get a word.
Hey, so I figured out what our items do yesterday, and
Okay.
I think that we should liquidate them and use them for funds to make the Citadel more defensible.
Is there any chance we might have use of them someday?
I don't know. I've got a bracers of defense, sword of wounding, headband of intellect, cloak of protection ×2, gauntlets of ogre strength, and hand wraps for a monk. Do you want any of it?
I might take a cloak of protection.
Okay. Here. Cloak of protection. Do you have anything to trade me for it? That you want to go into the communal cache? There's only so many things we can be attuned to at once.
Belt of dwarven kind.
Okay. Belt of dwarven kind.
Cardigan's getting stacked over here.
What did Garavon have on him? Magic item wise.
Got a bow.
Yeah, he had the bow. The Jade Green bow.
Jade Green bow.
Yeah, it's a +1. And I got all those things in a text message.
It's the dragon bow.
It's the dragon
Yeah,
bow.
Dragon bow. Okay.
Bracers of
Dragon
archery.
bow.
Bracers of archery and light shadow armor. That's our +2s. And the health amulet which gave him a 19
Con.
con. Yeah.
Armor. And health. Amulet.
He also had the bag of holding, which I think you have accounted for now, correct?
Bag of holding is his, yeah.
So you have accounted for it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll take
We've got
Garavon's
most of the
things.
things worked out.
Yeah, most of them seemed right. I think there was like 1 or 2 things because I looked through it, but then I just never replied.
Did you get all the arrows?
I don't
I
get
snapped
sure
them all.
And 200 arrows.
Okay, so
You're buried with them all.
That's awesome.
are you
Please.
willing to go pick up that stuff from your dad's place today?
Yeah, what Merritt say about the needing us to be back here? You know, when we have
No,
to.
I said to ask Gloriosa or Dina, they'd know, so we should probably check in with them really quick.
Yeah, let's check with.
Okay, so we'll go talk to Gloriosa.
Okay. It's early morning. She is doing her morning rituals in the healer's hall. She's walking around, lighting all the candles near the worship area.
I'll help her light the candles with presentation.
As you go to do it, she's like, puts her hand over yours and kind of stops you. It's a ritual. I like to do this every morning.
Okay.
You can walk with me though. Come.
Cool, let's walk.
So she's just walking around near the altar, near the giant stained glass portrait of what you would think is Palor, an old wise man with the sun in the background. It's a giant mural, stained glass.
When is the council showing up?
I believe they're showing up in one more day. Is that correct?
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure, and Merritt told me to check with you that you would know. All right, well, we and Art have a few errands to run. Have you seen Merritt?
He is upstairs. Seems like he is working on a ritual.
All right. There you go.
Yeah, gonna go talk to Merritt or.
Maybe we'll check in.
Sure.
Oh, Glorious, do you know a place where I could sell some of the magic items that we've collected? We're going to use money to pour into the Citadel.
She thinks for a minute. You know, I'm not really sure. There's a lot of different temples around the city you could try your luck at. But not everyone has a need for all these items. Like our Citadel doesn't have a need for these things.
If we don't get rid of them at some point, we're going to be able to open up our own magic shop soon.
There is a thought.
That's hilarious. Okay. All right. We'll go talk to Merritt.
You walk upstairs to where you know Merritt was last. And Adina is outside the hall. She's leaning against the stones. And looks like she fell asleep at some point during the night.
Yeah, I just walk past her.
You do. You walk right past her. What's your perception?
Passive is 15.
She looks a little cold.
I'll put a blanket over her.
Where you got a
Thanks
blanket
for not
from?
throwing a torch at her.
What's up?
Where you get a blanket from?
I have one in my stuff that's on my back.
All right.
So I put
You
my
put a
blanket,
blanket on
I
her.
put it
You're
on
so
her.
nice. She shifts a little in her sleep, but doesn't wake.
I'll go past her.
And you and Art are going to go past her. Where Merritt is still creating this ritual, but everything is starting to glow up here. It is very bright. Has the runes still circling around him.
Are you
You've
almost
seen
done?
a lot of them have now put themselves on the ground as they're spinning. They're making some kind of archaic, arcane language. And kind of looks like the Stargate rings as they're going around. One's going the opposite way, one's going this way.
You like Stargate, don't you?
It's just an easy visual.
Okay.
Circle runes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can definitely visualize the shifting circles.
It's whatever. Okay.
What do you want me to say? You got something else?
I don't know.
Alcove,
It's just
by the way.
second time-
Alcove.
The second time that you referenced
Not
Stargate.
cubby,
That's all
not
I'm
shelf,
saying.
alcove.
Okay.
Copes.
All right. Anyways.
Cubby hole.
So I walk up to the outside of the spinning ruins and I say, "We're getting ready to leave. Would you like to accompany us? Will you be done soon? Or should we go without you?"
8 seconds later, another piece of light goes into the void of surrounding light that's everywhere.
Which at this point, you know you're nearing the end.
Yeah. I'll be done soon. Do what you must.
If you'll be done soon, we'll just wait for you. Unless you would like to not come. That's what I'm asking.
Has he slept yet? He needs sleep.
I'm sure all things need sleep.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, would we wait 8 hours for him
No.
to sleep?
And you can get this done and come back.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how magically spent he is. He might need to rest before he can go out and do stuff.
Do you need to rest before you can leave? 10 seconds later.
Solid 10 seconds. Blow another light bubble. I'm pretty tired. Depends what you would need me for.
Now, let's just go.
Okay.
We'll be back.
Yeah, you didn't ever tell me what you were doing, so I wouldn't know
I guess
how to
that's true. What do you
respond.
need me for?
So I could-
We're going to Art's dad's old place to pick up the metal for my armor / Garavon's plaque.
Where did we meet him?
Artigan's dad is at the blacksmith.
Oh yeah, he's just here. So in my mind, you're just going just around the corner.
I told you that it could be like an enemy-occupied territory.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense to me because he's right here.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So,
Well, me and Art are gonna go.
you and Artigan go to retrieve the metal.
Yep.
We're just going to pass more time.
Okay, we get the metal, come
You
back.
teleport?
You want to teleport there, or do you want to teleport back?
How far away is it?
I would know.
You can't teleport both ways?
Nope, I don't have enough spell slots to be able to. Unless there's a permanent magic circle, I can permanent magic circle us back, but it would take 10 minutes to cast. So,
Oh, that's fine.
well, that's the thing is if we teleport there and it's filled with goblins and we need to do a quick escape, then we can't.
If it's full of goblins, we kill the goblins.
You know what I mean, though. Let's say there's a storm giant there.
You know areas outside of the city, too. You're very familiar with the area. You grew up there. You don't have to teleport into the city.
So we could teleport outside the city, go scope it out a little bit, and then if it's good, go in and get the stuff, and then teleport circle out. If it's not good, we don't go in. Just teleport circle out. I'll
Okay.
bring Clyde with us.
Okay.
Clyde.
So,
Suicide.
it is
Clyde.
not occupied. You guys teleport there very easily.
Okay.
The city's been ransacked. It's empty. No one's come back yet. And you go to where the metal was being kept. It was hidden pretty well.
Mhm.
Let's see what's left. Most of it is left. It looks like he must have been working on a project, but the enemies never found the stash.
Okay.
There's a good stash. You can make probably 4 or 5 different suits of armor with how much metal there is.
The bag.
In the bag.
Did you empty your bag before you left?
What did we have in the bag?
What do you have in the bag? It can carry up to 500 pounds. There's more than 500 pounds of metal.
We'll take 500 pounds. 500 pounds would be more than enough than what we need. Or
So
we
you'll
take 400 pounds. That's fine. I've got health amulet, the shadow leather armor, bracers of archery, bracers of defense, belt of dwarven kind, sword of wounding, headband of intellect, cloak of protection, gauntlets of strength, jade,
Nothing
green bow,
really-
and hand wraps.
Really heavy. Not a lot of gold.
Put them all up.
Oh, I do have a lot of gold.
You have a lot of gold? 400 pounds.
Okay, so take 400 pounds of
You
metal.
don't get all the metal. These are large sheets.
Can I carry 100 pounds?
We can stack some on Suicide Clyde.
Oh, there we go. Stack 100 on Clyde.
You can stack it all on Suicide Clyde. He can
Well,
carry
then we
his
do.
fat ass.
Then we do. We put it on Suicide Clyde. Like, duh.
There's going to be a horse showing up in the teleportation room.
And
That's
that's what
been
you
stranger
do.
places.
What
So
are you doing, Garavon?
Adamantine.
Raphael. God,
So,
it's
right.
going to be so hard
Rotting.
to get past
Rotting.
that.
Obviously,
In the
yeah.
ground.
Marantime had a few different things he needed to do today, and he needed to go talk to some of the other leaders of the other temples and citadels, and also the leader of the city. So it kind of left you on your own.
Right. And again, I'm just drawing circles in the front because I know that part of what I need to do here is talk to these guys.
Who are just running
But I'm
around
being-
doing their own thing.
But I'm being extremely patient with them because I know they're different.
They're irregular.
We take something to try to be more regular, but it doesn't always work.
You know, the way with the French accent, the irregulars actually sounds okay. It's not a bad name.
That's an awesome name.
It's a terrible.
Alright, so we get back with the stuff.
By this time, your spell has finished. The upstairs is now permanently hollowed.
I just lay down right where I am.
Go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not the most comfortable, but there's soft dirt ground you can lay on. And you do. You fall asleep almost immediately. We'll pass more time.
When we get back with the metal, I'll bring it to my dad's workshop and help him work on it.
I need a suit of armor, and we need a plaque for Garavon's grave. And then the excess metal, if you don't want it, if no one else wants it, we can always sell it on the Citadel.
So Kaylee, blacksmith, she owns the shop.
Right.
And she's the one working on it.
Yeah, that's fine. She's good. I'm down.
She told you it would be 30 days? 30 days.
Okay. That's cool. We need a plaque sooner, though. Can you make a plaque first?
Artigan's father volunteers for it.
Okay.
He can do it on his off time.
Sure.
Thanks,
You
Dad.
can help him if you want.
Sure, I'll help him.
So that's what you'll do tonight.
Okay.
And we're going to pass some time. Again.
Well, I have one more thing I want to do.
Oh my god.
What's your problem? It's all day. We have a whole day. I just want to go ask Lodi if he can sending my brother and make sure he's all right. I know Lodi can do sending.
He does it for you. Brother's alright. Hasn't made it to Meadowbrook yet. It's only been a day.
Did he take the
Stop
dog?
bothering me already.
Jeez.
And he took the dog.
Good. Good. Okay, that's it. I'm good then.
Alright. So, Night will come. Mary, you do eventually wake up. You
It's still
are
daylight.
covered with a blanket. It is bright as day out here. Is it actual daylight? I don't think it's actual daylight. Like, does it
Yeah, I think
promote
it's like
plant
sunlight.
growth, photosynthesis?
Yeah.
It's sunlight.
Alright, fine.
Yeah, I'm making it nicer plants. I'm giving us a lighthouse, and making it
Vampires?
holy up there. Yeah, ain't no vampires coming through our
And you've
ceiling.
designated what can and can't come up here, which obviously you've allowed fiends to be up here.
Fiends and
Celestials.
Fae, Celestial are all fine.
Okay.
Undead, not so much.
Sorry, Juana.
Nighttime comes though, and
Nara and Justice need some bones to chew on.
Right.
as you wake, Adina is sitting on the bench near where you were casting this ritual. Merritt, feel okay?
What day is it?
It's been a full day. Look at the calendar. We said it was the 6th.
What day was
today is the
Garavon's birthday?
8th. It's not for a while.
Okay.
Today is the 8th.
Today's the 8th.
I'll mark that because I always forget.
And so it's the 8th, but it's the end of the day.
You get your long rest. All your spells are refreshed, but you're on a different schedule than your friends. You can reset your schedule, but you'll kind of have to wait for your benefits again.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Because you
jet lag.
hopscotch their long rest. There's supposed to be a funeral in the morning at sunrise for Garavon. This is before the council comes. They should be here tomorrow. We've already arranged a meeting. Mirabelle was very helpful in that. So we're going to be able to talk with all the council.
Perfect. Thank you.
Is there anything we can get you?
No, at the moment I feel a lot better. Thank you. And thank you for the blanket. And for trying your best to keep Cooper away. I imagine that must have been difficult.
He is... Never
Remarkable,
mind.
isn't he? Yes.
I don't want to say.
Oh. Has been an interesting few months.
I suggest that eat, prepare for the night, and get good rest before the funeral tomorrow.
Yes, thank you. Means you get some rest too. I didn't intend you to stay with me this entire time. I appreciate it. I wasn't trying to put you out either.
Not at all. So she'll get up and walk out. And evening comes, you can all reconvene for dinner.
I spend the entire time at the blacksmith.
Because you're doing the plaque. But you
Okay.
get it done before dinner.
Bring it to.
You all reconvene, you take your meals in the conference room.
Ellerin.
So you guys
Okay.
join them if you want. You were just dilly-dallying around.
I probably was with Maritime. I'll eat with Maritime. But
He's
I'll eat
still
quick.
on errands. He's been on
Oh,
errands
okay.
all day.
So, I guess are they all eating together?
Yeah.
I don't know because they've been separated like most of the time. So like,
They finally reconvene.
Like, do these guys even know each other? All four
They
of
make
us are
it difficult
strangers.
for me, but yeah. I go do a 24-hour ritual.
I wanted to try it without announcing what I was doing at the beginning, just to see what you guys did.
Yeah, well, there's now a boot in the forest, and we have no clue what's going on.
What the fuck is up with that weird boot, anyway?
I don't know anything about it yet.
I don't
Anyways.
know what is going on today?
So,
Yeah, they're all together, finally. Glorios is there. Father Ramiel is there. Lodi is there.
Lodi's the guy I want to talk to. Lodi knows people. He knows people that can help me dig a grave. He knows people that can help identify magic items. Lodi, do you...
Miradel is there.
Whatever.
I make sure there's an extra chair and plate set that are not used.
It is a very full...
I sit
Room.
down at that chair.
There you go.
I wouldn't do that.
Vanish.
Oh, that would be great.
I'm going to start making you guys do what you say.
Oh,
so
come
you
on.
know.
That'd be horrible. We saw all kinds of horrible
I
shit.
know.
It would be like campaign over.
Well, it'll
How to
stop
end a
you from
campaign.
doing things that you say when you're dead.
That'll stop the campaign from going.
Yep.
The atmosphere is a little better. A little more happy.
That was fast.
Everyone's together again.
Lodi, where can I offload some of these magic items? I need to sell these things and liquidate them so that I can use the funds to improve the Citadel. Its security is lacking. Lodi knows. Lodi doesn't know?
No, he doesn't know. See that? He doesn't
Oh,
know.
damn it, Lodi.
What kind of things are you trying to get rid of?
I have a health amulet. I have shadow armor, braces of archery, braces of defense +2, belt of dwarven kind, sword of wounding, headband of intellect, cloak of protection, gauntlet of ogre strength, jade green bow, and magical monk hand wraps.
Minus cloak of protection.
No,
Minus
because I had
belt.
2 cloaks of protection.
Okay, well,
I
minus
gave
belt.
him one.
He took the belt.
No, I gave him another cloak of protection for the belt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's cool. That's what we have.
You have a whole magic shop in your bag.
Basically, I'm like, so I don't have enough money to build a keep in the Citadel, especially if we want to build walls and annex some of the block next door, or bribe the proper authorities that I'll have to bribe in order to make this happen. But if I could liquidate these magic items, I bet I'd have enough money to make significant improvements to the Citadel.
Put the flyers down.
What did you have in that bag holding again?
And a partridge and a pear tree. That's what I feel like.
And that's kind of how the room is. There's some laughing.
Yeah, a little bit of
It's all the adults together.
stressed too long laughter.
Yeah.
And
A man walks into the room.
Is this a joke?
It's not a joke.
Okay.
This is real.
Oh, it just feels like that's the beginning to a joke.
He is an older gentleman. You've never met him. He is balding to about halfway up his head, and then he has a full head of hair past that. It's
Skull it.
dark brown and gray. He has a small goatee and a gaunt face. He is human, stands about 6 feet tall, fair-skinned, and he wears a robe. Very noble-looking robe. Formal. But the one thing that you notice on his robe, before you even really see all the details of his face, is there's a large M emblazoned on the robe. It's a silk robe.
I'm like,
Looks like just the one.
yeah.
You've seen this before.
I've got some of those.
Yeah, right. We just go to the same tailor.
Yeah,
From Shadowfell.
that's mine. So
Holy shit.
I
He
will
enters
rise.
the room and you rise, although you don't have to. It's not custom for you to
I'm
rise for
going to
guests.
rise and I'm going to go greet him.
So you walk up to him. Well, hello there. Merritt
Good morning.
Everlight.
Dawnkeeper, Merit Everlight.
Dawnkeeper. Is that a new title? I've
It
not
is.
heard that one.
It is the traditional title. The head priest of the Citadel.
As is still tradition as Light's blessing.
Indeed. I feel I'm at a disadvantage. You know my name, but I do not know yours.
You've already met my guard, Raphael. Has he not told you about me yet? Raphael, where's your manners?
Who's Raphael?
Yeah, man. What the hell?
You know Raphael.
As I explained last night, they seem to be grieving for your friend's loss.
I'm very sorry to hear about that. My name is Roan Maritime. I'm one of the counselors. We've come here in search of you. We've heard about the things that you've done. The good and the bad. He quickly gestures down with his eyes to the M on his robe, and you can tell that he can tell that you can tell.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, we stole your robes. Don't care, but I don't say those things. I just eat.
Raphael, did you want to do most of the talking
The counselor.
while I
Lean in.
eat?
I'll just message you so we can talk and no one can hear us.
Okay.
So I'm like,
So they're not listening.
no, we're not listening.
All right, so you're having your own conversation, blah, blah, blah. Quietly.
Yeah, this is the guy in the Shadowfell. Remember those robes and all the silk with the M's on it? That's the same M.
I
stole his
never
stuff.
went to the shadow.
Oh, that's right. You weren't there.
Every time.
Every time. Every time. When we went to the Shadowfell, this dude, we ran into some guy Garavon killed that was a merchant and had a bunch of silks with M's on them that were the same M's that this guy has on his shirt. And we took them, and Merritt uses them sometimes in strange, cuddly ways at night. And so that's the M stuff that Merritt has in his room.
The whole time that he's explaining this, because it's blatantly obviously that he's explaining it.
You
I'm
can see
just-
they're like staring at each other.
I put my finger up like this. And just,
So I'm like,
You're casting message, right? Is that the one?
yep. It's whispery. You're like,
Yeah, but it's only a whisper that he can hear. No one else can hear it,
right.
literally. But it takes a verbal, somatic component. So you're saying something to
I'm
cast
like,
the message.
I think you point, and then you whisper. And they can't tell what you're whispering, but they can tell that you're whispering. So I'm
He's
just like,
whispering.
and then you can whisper back, and then I whisper back to you.
You see Delron's mouth moving, but no words are coming out.
And he points back, and then I'm like,
Maritime ignores it, and he goes to find a seat. There's
You left one open.
one extra
that's
seat.
right.
Very kind of you.
Careful on seat.
He loudly scooches it up towards the table.
That seems vaguely appropriate, actually.
And when he sits down, was there an extra plate of food?
A plate, but there was no food on it because I explained out loud. There wasn't any food on that one because it was set for Garavon.
I see. May I sit here in your friend's stead?
You are sitting there instead. We should get some food for you.
Sorry, Garavon.
it fits.
He
If the boot fits.
Yeah, there
will
you go.
partake and he looks at you. Raphael, he's taking a bite. Why don't you explain what's going on? I think everyone here should be privy to the information we know.
Yes.
Can someone get the door, please? He looks over to the end of the table where the guy is whispering to his friend. You hear him. He's definitely addressing you.
That's cool. I don't go up and get the door.
The door closes.
Alright. Closes the door. Slams the door.
Yeah, basically.
Slams with a thud. Perfect. You can start.
Where shall I start?
Well, let's start with the Shadowfell. I know who you are. We've discovered all that we can from you three. We only first heard of you from the Shadowfell. From one of our merchants that you, well, he looks down at the plate, that was killed. Start
So
there.
we understand the Shadowfell does some strange things to certain.
We're past that. Moving on.
I don't know
Are
where
we?
to begin.
Are we past that? Seems like you're hesitating a bit.
There is more than just a dead merchant to be worried about right now.
He continues. He's got his eyes pointed towards his plate for the most part.
This is gonna be tough, Ryan. I don't know where. Maybe the counselor. I defer to the counselor. Counselor, you'll be better to talk about this.
He's like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay. This has to do with Magnus. But you think Magnus is just a small part of what is going on in the world? I really don't know. I like him. Like I look at.
Keep going, man. Don't stop now.
There has been many strange things happening.
He will
Oh,
interject
like-
while you're
Thank you.
awkwardly thinking about it, trying to piece it all together. He swallows the last bit of food. Have you all heard of a god named Nerul?
Pardon?
Nerul.
Well, I guess I'll make sure Merritt actually knows before I... Yeah, he knows. The god of death.
The former god of death.
Okay. Died?
He got so into his role.
Was the Raven Queen?
Oh, okay. So the Raven Queen killed him.
Yes.
Or so we thought. We've heard reports lately of different cults around the world popping up out of nowhere. Cults of Nerul,
Okay.
worshipping a dead god. Didn't think much of it at first. I want you to know that the council is not privy to the information I am telling you.
Okay.
This is something that we have discovered.
So these guys are worshiping a dead god. No one really cares. But then,
I have noticed in the Shadowfell that there were a lot of dead souls.
because a whole city died, basically.
There was more to that than just River Storm.
The Shadowfell is a place where the soul will go first before they go on. Then from there they will move on. That's how the Raven Queen claimed her territory. She made the Shadowfell hers.
Okay.
However, lately, we've seen a lot more souls that just linger in the Shadowfell. It was said a long time ago, very, very long time ago before the Raven Queen, that when you died, he was hoarding those souls. Shadowfell. He was using them for power. They were not moving on until the other gods decided to interject, took it upon themselves to stop this madness. But we've just recently discovered that the Raven Queen has died. Not sure if you have heard this yet. What can kill a god?
Another god.
Another god. We have reason to suspect that Nerul was never truly destroyed. This might be bigger than a war. This might be bigger than anything we've ever seen. Definitely in our lifetime. We were so focused on what was in front of us, what was on the surface. The world of Lothrun, of the wars that are taking place, of the man who is controlling the entire eastern part of Erishan. And we've missed much more. Hiding under the surface. Until he grew powerful enough to slay the Raven Queen. Do you know what happens when you kill a god? Become a god. Not only do you become a god, you take their domain. The Raven Queen. Death. Fate. Winter. Those are her domains. But we can't be sure of what else has happened. Paylor is missing. We don't know if he's dead or alive. Why is he missing? Where has he gone? Cord is missing. He takes a few more bites of his food.
You seem to know a lot about what happens with the gods. Do you know if Magnus has used the Tome of Ascension yet? Or if he's found it?
We're not sure if he's found it, although Raphael has told me about the information you've found so far. Have you worked on that at all?
No.
I have been thinking about it, and I still have not found an answer.
I'm not the guy that answers riddles.
This may be one of our bigger clues. At least to find the tome. Finding the tome isn't going to solve our problems.
No, but it might solve some of our problems. Think about it. What can kill a god?
If Nerul has already proven that he can kill a god, Ascension is not foolproof.
Right, but if Nerul's whacking all of our favorite deities, and
No one liked the Raven Queen.
I don't
Even the other gods don't like the Raven Queen. She lived in the Shadowfell in solitude.
whatever, but we do like Palor and Cord. And so if Nerul's making the rounds and he's suddenly got a taste for god blood as it is, someone's got to stop him. And if we have to find a way to stop a god, the only way to do it is to be a god. So now we need the Tome of Ascension even more than we needed it before. Because we have to set one of us up to take on Ugly over there. Not you, I just pointed. Never mind.
He gives you a smile.
Yeah. You guys know what I mean.
I come to you with this information because your profiles and everything we've figured out about you since we've been tracking you down back to this Citadel. We understand that none of you would be a traitor. Someone in our midst. This is why the Council does not know this information.
Well, 'cause you have someone working against you.
Or so we believe.
Working for who?
We're not sure. Not for Magnus. Not that we know of.
They're Nerulian, or whatever you call it.
They might be part of this cult. But we have not figured out who it is yet. Before Magnus destroyed the Council, we were already worried about a traitor in our midst. We thought that was solved with the destruction of the Council. Maybe he knew about it. If he did, we weren't aware. He never told us. But before he destroyed the council, things were going unfavorably for a lot of our projects. There were also a few rulings where faithful leaders of the cities were practicing laws that were illegal. Slavery. The council turned their eye away from these, did nothing to protect those people. Maybe that's why he destroyed the council.
I mean, it sounds like maybe it wasn't a bad move.
There was corruption from within, so we believe. However, we need to figure out what's going on. That's why we've come here.
Figuring out what's going on is not something we're really great at. We're good at other things.
Let's start with the dome. He starts eating again.
Yeah, okay. We don't have it.
What is everyone's thoughts? This riddle. He looks around the rest of the room.
Yeah. I'm just like, no.
Most of it we don't understand at all. The only thing that seems even close to material or tangible be the final line. It says the answer lies in Ravenwood. Which of course leads us
It's not
to
a
two
real
problems.
place.
It's not a real place. And if that is the question, or that is the answer, then what is the question? And
42.
that I haven't even been able to understand.
Mirabelle will speak up. She has her hair fancily braided back, her black hair. You can see very clearly the light-colored tattoos across her face that go past her eye on her dark brown face. We have a great library, Sharonor. The greatest of the lands. It's where we could start if we needed some research. I could send some of my scribes there tonight.
That would be amazing.
If you can teach me the magic rune to teleport to the city, I can get us there right now.
We could do that. I can introduce you to some of the other council public of our city.
That is great.
I would need to rest before doing it again. I'd have to spend the night there if that is okay with you.
We could do that, or we could go in the morning.
Oh, in the morning. Night, we need to have a funeral. Where do we
In the
leave?
morning.
What's up?
Morning funeral.
Funerals in the morning?
First daylight.
Why?
When would you do a funeral?
I mean, in the small town where I'm from, we would always do them as the sun is setting because that person's time has set here in this world. So, like the setting sun, like that's when you do it.
Suppose there's logic to that. We've always done it right at first light because we are all continuing on fresh new day without that person.
Okay. I guess hey, when in Rome.
Maybe
Or-
we should do it in the afternoon then.
When in wherever.
Maritime looks at you, he shakes his head. We will stick to the customs of the temple.
Right. Yeah, so we can do it in the morning, that's fine. And then after we do it, then we're away to Sharonor.
Yeah. Yes, I suppose closest thing we have to a plan at the moment.
There is more, Maritime says.
Okay.
I know this is a lot to take in tonight. There is much to do. The council is tomorrow as well.
Well, that's fair.
So maybe we should not all go to the library right away. Although it is good to send someone there for research.
I could go there to research, and you guys could see the council.
Okay.
Although I don't know what more they'll have to talk about with you. They might just want to have a formal introduction. It might be more of just meeting face to face.
Very well. Who would you recommend to go to Serenor and the library?
Do you trust anyone that is good at research?
Oh, hey, what about what's her face?
I trust everyone here.
Not to be good at research. Let's be honest.
No, you're not allowed near books.
Right. Last time I was in the library, I think I burned it.
You knocked down every shelf and then burned it.
Yeah. So I don't go to libraries. Not my thing.
No, that was actually both of the last times you were in the library.
Hey, no. The time before last, my fault. Last time, that was not my fault.
It's just not allowed near books.
If you have anyone you can trust to do some research, it might be best to send them. You might want to remain in the city.
How
Meet
about
with the council.
Art and Adina. And if there's a traitor on the council, I'd rather stay here with you anyways. Because, hey, every leader needs a great bodyguard. And if they try anything tricky, I would really like to be here to see that happen.
I would be surprised if anyone was so bold as to defy the whole council.
It's already happened once. One can only hope.
So,
Yeah.
council, research, but there is more. This cult calls themselves the Hallowed. We found this out. They've been spreading their influence across the lands, and it's said, although I don't know if the tales are embellished or not, that they are well versed in magic beyond what magic is capable of. The things they can do are things that even a practiced sorcerer not.
I mean, do you use magic?
I have some magic.
'Cause magic does really strange things already, so I don't know what more you would want to do. Like, it basically does anything you can think of. Magic does those things, right?
In a fashion. There is more. That's for another day and another lesson that I could teach you about the magic and the weave. But that's not today. Let's just say for now, we suspect they're pulling their powers from different sources.
Like dead gods?
We're not sure.
Who's we?
I have contacts in almost every city across the land. I have contacts in the Shadowfell, Serenor.
Okay.
We is me for now.
The Royal We. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We.
Why do you ask?
You've said we several times and not yet embellished on who you are in league with, nor have you declared who you are keeping secrets from.
There are a few counselors that I trust, absolutely. Some of them will be there tomorrow. Not all of them. Few that I trust I've known my entire life.
How is it you know who will and will not be coming tomorrow?
Not all the council will be coming tomorrow, but I am, as I've stated, one of counselors.
Well,
I'll prepare a list. I'll let you know who's coming and who I trust. This group, the Hallowed, this cult, they're reported to have taken a city on one of the smaller continents to the east, Citadel Isles. On those isles, they supposedly, I haven't had anyone go over there, have the entire town under their rule. Now, we're not sure if that means suppression and slavery, or if that means that the town follows them at their own will. That's something we need to find out. And I say we now, as in we, around the table. For
well,
you. Although
That's what
I
I
am
imagine.
well versed in my own magics, I am much too old to be out in the world adventuring again.
I always find it really interesting when the we goes from we me to we us to you. That's that transition is always really amusing to me.
we have secrets. We are going to go do some dirty work.
You were gonna go do some dirty work.
Yes. What an interesting breakfast this has been.
Hey, before we do anything, I think we should go have a talk someplace and maybe sit down outside of the Citadel and have a drink in the name of our poor friend. There's not other people to interrupt our reverie. That's what I think we do.
That should be wise.
Pass the coffee craft, please.
In game?
Yeah, well, and out of game if there is one over there.
Me
my-
as well, please.
Oh, my Paylor.
He looks disappointed as you take the carafe away.
Yeah, I'm just like, and no.
Yeah,
I guess the
don't trust
feeling-
this maritime fella.
I don't trust any of these people. To be honest.
Are you saying that right in front of us?
I mean, if Merritt says I don't trust this maritime fellow, which
I
he
don't
wouldn't,
think he says that out loud. Do you?
but I
No,
would.
that's internal
Yeah.
monologue.
Don't have no problem talking that doesn't trust him.
There are other tasks. I wish I could say there weren't.
You brought quite the list.
That we are probably gonna do.
Yes.
Well, we can also ignore it. That is another option.
I like that one.
Yeah, we've been doing that for a very long time.
We
We, as in the world.
we who know these things.
Got it.
The secret we. The we who have secrets. The we that is not us somehow.
Wouldn't you like to know where Pedro is?
Of course.
That is one of the other tasks.
Oh, go find
Oh.
Paylor. Right.
That's all.
Because if there's something he can't handle, we can handle it just fine.
Yeah. So we just have to find the gods, stop the mad wizard becoming a god, and
Go kill a god.
kill a god, and get drunk before noon. Perfect. So far, my list is very manageable today.
I say we work on the last part first and then get to the rest.
Present the rest of your list, sir.
We also would want to find out about Cord.
Who I think I might actually like more than Paylor, by the way. No offense.
Nobody's perfect.
There's that.
The reason we come to you are the we. Because you've shown great power. Power that none other possess. We believe that you can use that power for good. Whether
Oh,
you want to
mister,
or not is your choice.
You really haven't done your research, have you?
Oh,
We've
no.
done our research.
We know all about you, Garavon Cooper.
All right. So
Spicy way.
here's what I think. I think that we are going to have a lot of things to handle. And I think you are specifically well equipped to handle one of our tasks. We're looking to expand the Citadel, and we're going to need gold to do so. I want you to use your connections to find some place that we can sell many of the items that we found on our adventures. Hopefully you have the social connections necessary. Some of them are niche and not particularly useful to a wide general public. Some of them are more all-purpose. If you do that for us, we should be able to increase our funds, secure the Citadel, and prepare ourselves to undertake these tasks.
How much are all your magic items worth?
I don't even know.
Well, we're going to have to take a...
Let's lay them out on the table.
Okay.
We're going to...
Health, I go into the bag of holding. Health and
You start like pushing
Shadow
plates out of the
armor,
way
yep,
and moving
bracers
some
of
of the food.
archery.
Although this is not a feast setup,
Bracers
this
of
is more of a
defense.
simple dinner.
Belt of Dwarven Kind, Sword of Wounding, Headband of Intellect, Cloak of Protection, Gauntlets of Ogre Strength, Jade Green Bow, and Magic Monk's Hand Wraps.
And I'm going to put the Wand of Binding on the table, but I'm going to grab the Headband of Intellect
Okay.
and the Amulet of Health.
Intellect, Health, Amulet. Okay, so Wand of Binding.
I'll put the Boots of Winter up there too.
You can
Okay.
start grabbing things out of the
So
pile.
Boots of Winter. Which might actually be one of my favorite useless magic items. I like them a lot. Okay, so now the list is Boots of Winter, Shadow
yes,
Armor.
yes. We
Right.
know the list.
Okay, that's good. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of money.
How much do you think it's worth?
I don't know. I don't know anything about the sorts of stuff, but if I was going to peg each one of those things at 10,000 gold apiece, some are undoubtedly worth more, some are undoubtedly worth less, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 things there. 110,000 gold.
Let me see all the items.
I push them towards him.
Examines them. Ron is looking them over. Maritime. He carefully inspects each piece. You can just tell that he obviously knows what he's looking for in the items, that he is practiced in this. After a few minutes of looking them all over, from the descriptions you've given me, and from a cursory glance at what they are and what they can do, I have a number in my head that I think will be fair.
Okay.
And I can have it to you now or in the morning.
What is it? What's the number?
Everything together here is worth about 50,000.
Okay. I'm fine with that. Guys?
I'm fine with that. Can we send it to the treasury of Citadel?
Does the Citadel have a treasury?
I think we can build one with it.
Just look over at Gloriosa. We haven't gotten that far in the owner's manual yet.
Gloriosa looks over. We do have everything we own in a bank. We don't have our own treasury. That might be something with that kind of value. It might be worth to account for it ourselves. we've never had need for that much gold. I don't even know what we would do with it, honestly.
I do.
You are the leader of the Citadel. And what you use this gold for, we will definitely agree to.
First, we do accept your offer. We hope that you can make good use of the material to further aid our cause.
Maritime looks over. I'm glad that we could come to terms on that. I have another offer. If you're willing.
4.
I would like to offer my services as an ambassador of Lindspire.
I believe you have much to teach us about Lindspire. I am very uneducated on your city.
I've already made myself at home, so to say, building across the way. And I can stay there. Very accommodating. And Raphael will be with me. I would offer you his services as well. He is more powerful than anyone I've ever met. Maybe more powerful than you.
Great. Welcome to the team. Sounds like we have a lot of things to do.
Thank you.
While I'm here, I won't be in need of your protection. But I have a feeling if you do, if we, as in you, are going to venture out, try to figure out what's going on in this world, what's actually happening, that they're going to need your protection more.
Tell us about yourself, Raphael.
We can get to that another time.
Or we could get to it now.
Yeah.
We're always looking for something to do while we're eating.
You know anything about us? Spill the beans. What about you?
Well, there's not much to tell.
That's not true. Lies already? See how this is?
Maybe
We
not.
just heard that you're one of the most powerful individuals on the continent.
Possibly more powerful than us.
So let's maybe start with that.
Maritime.
You see
maybe.
Maritime eating, he smiles.
Maritime. Maybe
Out to the wolf.
exaggerating
Just dropped you to the wolf.
just a bit.
We find out.
Well, I started off as a soldier for Lindspire, and I ran into Maritime after I saved his daughter on the road, on the way back from where. And I've studied with him, and I studied my combat skills as well, and now I'm here. There is...
He's also very well versed in the world, the culture.
I do not like to boast about everything.
All right. Well, I suppose if we're going to arbitrarily replace Garavon with another adventurer, and maybe someone who's polar opposite in temperament. Perfect.
Do not want to replace anyone.
Oh, you're not Garavon, so it won't be easy to mix the two of you up.
Are you sure about that, Ryan?
Only
get
a
better.
fool would confuse the two of you.
Of course, there is more to my life, but it's irrelevant right now.
Why
That's
do you
not
fight?
true.
This is a good question. I fight for the innocent. I used to fight for revenge. But because of my experience in war, I have found it is much better to fight for the innocent. It is my fate. That is a good story, I suppose. I should tell you that one. Since you bring it up. In the war, I had died. It was very quick, and I saw in the afterworld all my life, every experience I had. Some were good and some were bad, and then there was nothing. After a while, I will say there was an experience like none I have ever known. I believe I have seen, I forgot his name already.
Sabras.
Thank you. I saw in his purest form Savras. I may know him as the god of fate. He said to me that my death was accidental at the time. But since it was accidental, it left me without fate. Then he explained to me that I had been fighting for revenge. Revenge for my father, who was killed. He told me that he was going to provide me with a new fate. And that's when I awoke on the battlefield. And on my way, I saw the counselor's daughter, and that was that story.
All right, so about 20 minutes ago, you mentioned that the Raven Queen, goddess of death
Holds the domain of
fate.
fate.
Of death and fate has been slain and replaced.
winter.
And
There are many demigods. He is a demigod. They are the god of. However, they don't control that domain. Do you know much about the god?
not a thing.
You know about Pelor. He holds the domain of life. There are other gods of light. There are other gods of life.
Of course.
He holds the domain. People will worship these demigods. There's people that worship many gods, myself included.
Interesting. Does Sabras fall into allegiance with one or the other?
I suppose you could call him a neutral god.
Neutral can mean many things. Whether they declare allegiance or not isn't actually the definition of neutral. There are neutral gods that claim for one side or the other. I couldn't tell you his motives
Interesting.
or his inclinations, just like I can't tell you Nirul or Pelor's or the Raven Queen. I can just tell you what they've done in this world and how they've affected it and how we interpret those actions.
Well, much
I
like
understand you
Linspire,
have
I look
mistrust.
forward to learning about Sabras. You're welcome here.
Thank you.
Prove your name.
I will do my best.
You already have so far.
Thank you.
Now, I believe you had mentioned drinks for the night. I myself am going to retire to my chambers. It's been a busy day. Tomorrow we'll meet with the bishop and the counselors. Again, there might not be much to talk about. I would suggest keeping what you've heard from me here, at least in that meeting.
Enemy at the gates. Wonderful. No, I'm not going to be ruled by suspicion. We'll avoid that topic as much as possible. But there are guests here. Treat them with respect. But for now, I wish the rest of you a good night. Mr. Cooper, Mr. Hastigan, and I are going to go make regrettable choices.
I think actually I'm going to be taking off to go to the library. I want to do some research.
The library?
Yes.
Listen, here's the deal. One of our
Having
friends
a wake.
died. We go drink. That's how it works, Art. If you died, I would drink for you too. So this is an obligation that you have to fulfill.
Going to the library in the morning, aren't you?
Yeah, hungover and
I have the
feeling like
ability
shit.
to go to the library now, and I can come back tomorrow.
No. Tonight, we make merry.
As you're talking, you notice that Marantime opens up a bag, except it's not a bag. He opens up a dimension right here. It's just this slit out of nowhere that opens up into a black void, and he starts carefully placing the items in the void.
I grab the bow. And I
He looks at you with an inquisitive eyebrow.
shall owe you.
Very well.
And I take the bow and I hand it to Delaron.
I don't want. We just sold the bow.
Sell it again.
This is a gift from me then. This should be buried with your friend.
Okay. Put it in the bag.
And he continues placing everything into the void.
All right. Boys.
Out to everyone and say, come on, Art, let's go be not efficient.
Yes.
Go to drink and be merry and get sloppy drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You.
Yep. And we probably loudly recount Garavon's awful character traits.
Mm-hmm.
And
Let's hear it. I want to hear everyone but Garavon, Raphael. I want to hear your favorite and your least favorite thing about Garavon while you're reveling.
Okay. Favorite thing? And he was a great shot. He was a really great shot. Like, he shot guys that were trying to kill me all the time. I was always grateful when he shot the guy that was trying to kill me, which he did pretty often. Just remember that time at the farmhouse with the guy with the flaming sword, the first Luther we ever met? He was gonna, like, cut me in half, and Garrett John just right in his face, like, slap, that was awesome. He was an asshole.
Yep.
And he didn't need to shoot that caravan rider, I'm just saying.
Yep.
But mostly, he shot guys I wanted him to shoot. So, yeah, that was good.
yeah. I reach into the bag and I take out the bow and we're
Yeah.
playing with it.
Yeah, we're like, Art, play a song on it.
Roll a performance.
With disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
It's a one-note song.
Yeah. Dum, dum, dum,
I'll use luck.
Dum, dum, dum.
That is an 18.
Nice.
Boom.
So Art's like,
He
doom, 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 doom.
Stretches and
Yeah,
compresses
right.
the bow in different ways to still continue making bardic music with
With
the
the bow.
one string.
That's awesome.
And then he grabs something and he starts playing it somewhat like a violin. And you do amazingly well.
I'm impressed.
So good.
Art, I want to hear one thing that you liked about Garavon and one thing that you didn't while you're reveling.
Well, it was a great shot.
Something redeeming. Well, he's dead. He's dead now. So we no longer have to deal with the rest of it.
And one thing you didn't like about Garavon, as Artigan, not as Lorenzo.
Yep.
Good Lorenzo.
He did run off a lot, kind of got in trouble. But then again, there's somebody else here that tends to do that every now and then. I can't think of his name, but pretty sure.
I mean, that happens to everybody, right?
Are you being passive aggressive?
Yes.
That doesn't sound very nice.
Don't do that, Art.
Yeah.
Especially Art running off. Is that what you didn't like about it? Come on, Artigan.
Artigan ran off once for 12 games.
Yeah, well, he ran off. You
For
really
12
did.
games.
Yeah.
Hey, if I do it, I do it well.
There you go. All right, fair enough.
Merritt, one thing you liked about Garavon, one thing you didn't.
Oh, Garavon always tried. I mean, even when he gave up, he tried, which was,
He tried to give up.
yep. And he had no business in trying to involve himself in religion, but he gave that a go.
Badly. I remember that bad. So the light's blessing. Light. I'm like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Light's blessing.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have a flashback of when he flipped off the king.
Yeah.
He was ill-suited for it.
Yeah, like most things.
But he appreciated it, and he tried. And so I still think that we really are only who we choose to be. And the things like that we're born with, like Garavon's horns and whatnot, that's not really him. That's just how he started out. But the things he tried to do, tried to be our friend, tried to follow Paylor. He tried to shoot his bow.
He's got a kid out there.
He has at
Holy
least one kid
shit.
out there.
That's wild. I have a kid out there, too. It's complicated.
It's complicated.
I need another one.
Kid?
Yeah, right. No, I asked the bartender for another beer.
They keep them coming.
We need another round, yeah.
Let's hear the thing you don't like about Garavon, which probably comes out an hour later when
Yeah.
you're sloppy
Yeah,
drunk.
blah, blah, blah. I'm playing with the bow and I've got an arrow and I shoot Cooper in the house. Garavon!
What are you doing?
I do it with my left hand. Garavon! I'm like,
Ow! God damn it, man.
Wasn't in the eye. That wasn't Garavon.
oh man.
You're not as good as him. No. Shield. Spear.
Roll a d20, disadvantage.
5. I don't know what we're trying to do to it.
Yeah. It goes right past you and it hits the ceiling.
Like, I slide the bartender a gold.
Maybe. Clank, 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 and I throw it at you.
Yeah.
Just keep that.
I take the I put it back in the bag.
Oh, boy.
Man, you know,
We still haven't heard what you don't like about Garavon.
Other than that, he's dead, or that he killed a merchant who was innocent
you were
and
pissed about that.
did it in the name of Paylor.
So mad. Yeah, apostrophe. That shit was horrible.
Catastrophe.
Something.
Something. Yeah. That was a bad day.
That was a bad day. You were gonna kill him.
I don't know about that.
I do. I know that look. I look in the mirror a lot.
You're vain. I don't think. Maybe.
You know, I do feel like what happened was my fault.
Which time?
The last time when I told him to go be sneaky, and he tried to do that, but not very well.
Oh. I mean, I don't know what happened.
I don't know either, but I know that we don't know
You
because
told him
we
to
weren't with
Told
him.
him to be sneaky, and then he ended up in the bedroom.
Dead. You know, so like I think that when we're in places where there's bad guys, we should just kind of stick together from now on. Because if we had been there, I would have been able to bring him back to life, even if he got dead. So I'm just saying, I feel bad about that. Just so you guys know, don't tell anybody. You'll ruin my image and everything. But I feel bad about that.
He'll protect your image as an upstanding citizen with our lives.
Thank you. See? All right, we need another round.
They bring you another.
Hey,
Until you get sloppy drunk.
you know what's really great? I say as things are starting to wind down. You should get in a bar fight.
Punch hard again. I'm actually terrible. I can't. I probably. No.
Disadvantage?
You definitely don't hit him.
Yeah. Ow! Why would anyone
That's
punch
not how-
things?
See, that's not how you do it.
I think maybe I should go to the bathroom. Oh. Well, yes. I have to go to the bathroom.
Do you need someone to go with you? Are you going to be okay?
No, thank you.
No. All right. I'm coming looking for you in like 5 minutes, so hurry up.
I locked the door.
You
goes
start
to
a
the privy.
24-hour ritual.
No kidding.
Hallowed.
The bathroom is always light.
Darkness.
You don't want to see this. All right, perfect. Great revelry, great memories of Garavon. I don't know if there was really anything good there. He tries.
He tries.
He's a great shot, and he
He's a great
tries.
shot. Good job, guys. And you get sloppy drunk enough to cause a little mischief, but nothing to get you locked up.
That's good. Yeah,
'Cause
we
we're
just
going
want
to pass the time to where you get a full rest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Before
Almost.
the full rest.
Oh, you too, huh?
What do you do?
I go out into the woods and make a second boot near that other boot.
Jesus.
While you're blind drunk and don't
Yeah.
know where you are?
Disadvantage.
You're going to end up falling. some bad things are
Disadvantage?
gonna happen.
Disadvantage.
Do you take us with you?
No, I head out on my own. He's another luck.
I feel like we just talked about not
That's a-
being
That's a
off
10.
on our own.
You turn around when you say this, and Artigan's gone.
God damn it,
Yeah.
Artigan.
Whatever we do, don't split up.
Fuck.
You look around, and the whole world sways left and right,
Like,
and there's
oh,
lots
God.
of people out in the streets.
Okay, so I say to the bartender before we leave, we need one for the road. Something strong, like the stuff you would use to clean paint off the outside of this fine establishment.
They hook you up.
Yeah, so then I'm like, come on, buddy, we're walking back. One for you and one for me. And then I figure we kind of do the thing like the two drunk guys leaning on each other down the road.
Let's see your boot.
Have the tail that comes up and around, taps you on the other shoulder.
And I'm like, what? What is
I
it?
wanna
Art?
see-
Art, where are you, Art?
I want to see Artigan's boot. Performance
Oh,
and intelligence at disadvantage.
yeah, I did that. It's a 10. It's better than when I wasn't drunk.
It's better than when I was.
You have a reference point of your other boot.
Exactly.
This
I
one's
just
got
have to match
laces.
this one. Okay. I did it horribly. It actually looks better.
That's great.
Give me one more intelligence roll at disadvantage.
Oof.
Intelligence? Just straight intelligence?
Yeah.
5.
So you know how like 2 feet stand kind of go in the same direction? Not today.
It's like
Yeah,
Need
your
it
boat
backwards.
is turned sideways from the other.
2 left feet.
nice.
But you
would be
made another
great.
boot.
Woo! Another boot.
You look at it after a while and realize what you've done.
And go to sleep.
Crawl into the boots and go to sleep.
Perfect.
And
Oh fuck.
Yeah, go ahead.
so we get back, wander our way back in. And I close my door. And I take the glass that we stole from the bar. Put it down. Count to 100. And then I get up and I leave. And I go,
Count to 100
yep,
to make sure I'm asleep.
yep.
As soon as I drop you off, I spend 5 minutes on hands and burn off the poison. I'm sober now.
Okay. I'm not.
Yeah, evidently.
But you're in a different room. So,
I'm in the room across the hall from you.
mhm.
Like, literally. Do I hear his door open and close? How quiet are you?
Oh, God.
I mean,
Stealth at
it's not
disadvantage.
even long enough for me to get my boots off.
I count to 100 slowly.
Double 14s, huh?
14.
He's pretty quiet. You don't know him.
Passive perception's 15.
He beat it.
Yeah, I got a plus 2 to that.
Oh, wow. All right, well, then there you go.
Just there.
So I don't know.
Just barely. So I wait just long enough that I think you and Art and everyone are asleep. And I
Oh
walk over
God.
to Adina's room.
Oh God.
To who?
Yep.
Adina's room.
Oh no!
No! Scribe.
Oh no, dude!
He's drunk calling. You don't drunk call.
Yeah. Trump called, do it.
He's gonna scry this one up.
Yeah.
God damn it.
All right.
Oh, all right. Give me a second. I hate you so much. Give me a second. I have to
Sorry.
compose
Sorry.
myself.
What time is it? It's like super late? Yeah, okay.
Who is it?
It's Barrett.
Merritt. Give me a second, Merritt.
Okay, I'm just gonna be a second too. But out here.
You hear that she's getting dressed. You have a passive perception of 15. You know.
I sit down.
Eventually, she gets out. She's not formally dressed. She's dressed for sleeping. And you're sitting down against the wall, absolutely blindly drunk.
Hey.
Mary, are you okay?
Yeah.
You try to stand up. Give me acrobatics.
Standing up difficulty.
10.
10. You do, but you stumble, laughed a little. You lean against the wall, and she'll reach out to grab you to help you as you're about to lose it down the wall.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
She kind of grabs on your arm with
Yeah,
both her
those
hands.
stairs.
Merritt,
Hey,
are you drunk?
yes,
Merritt.
I have a present for you though. So you remember when you're going to the library and to learn about is tomorrow? Anyway, if you're gonna be my scribe, I think hold on. All right.
You
And I
feel
take
a
out the
little
headband.
poke on your
The
head
headband
like
of
3
intellect,
times.
and I hand it over, and I say, "Here, this will help you. It'll look good on you. Help you
No,
to be a good scribe." Yes. Here, thank you.
Thank you, Merritt.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll sure you'll do wonderful. I'll see you tomorrow,
Merritt.
or when it's today. It's still today.
Get some rest and use your staff to get rid of your...
Maybe. Maybe not. I think sometimes we build walls, keep everything organized
Roll in acrobatics.
in our... And I sit down really fast.
You sit down, and she actually can't hold you up, even though she's holding around your arm. And as you fall to the ground, she'll slide back down to the ground with you, sitting with you.
So, to keep everything nice inside, the walls are good. But sometimes when put water or something like that inside the walls, it becomes a pool that lets you swim right over them. Because you don't always want to be inside the wall, and that's good. So when I think I'll save my stuff for later, because I have to
Mary,
make... Yeah.
have you thought about what you're going to say tomorrow?
Probably this.
I've written something if you want it. You don't have to.
Thank you. That will probably be a good place to start.
Get some sleep, Mary. I'm going to go back to bed.
That sounds like a great idea.
I'll walk you to your room.
No thanks, I know where it is.
You can barely walk.
No, I can barely walk.
It's a crawl down the hall to your room.
So you see her get up. She stands up. She'll try to help you up if
Somebody
you let
is
her.
messing with the floors. I didn't put this floor here. Alright. Wait, don't do this, because if you walk me all the way down the room, then I'm going to have to walk you to your door too, and then it will defeat purpose.
I'll just help you up.
I say good night here, and
Lay down on the floor.
walk over, and I go back to my room. Am I
Make an
on the same
acrobatics
floor?
check. Yeah.
Okay. That's like, great. We don't have to deal with stairs. 8.
You hear the door close, and you stumble, and you almost fall. You catch yourself with your tail around a sconce, a lantern sconce. You hold on real quick. You right yourself back up, and you make it to your room. Drunk call on me again, and we're going to have a talk.
That just made it weird.
You're weird.
I go to sleep.
I'm not weird, you're weird.
No, you're weird.
And the night will pass.
Wait. God. Just kidding.
You wake up. Everyone wakes up. Don't even
I'm
stop.
not hungover. Oh, I was gonna say. I'm not hungover.
Okay, you're not hungover.
Right.
I don't care. Can we get on to the next day, guys?
Yeah, we're there now. It's the next day.
The
Yeah,
next day.
You control the sky, man.
yeah. When did Art come home?
One more thing.
Oh, wait. So last Tuesday.
Artigan made it back to his room. You all made it back to your room. Everyone made it back. Everyone got the rest. It's the next day. There's a funeral to go to.
Armor up.
Do you go to the funeral, Raphael?
Oh, yeah.
Maritime does not.
That's fine.
Noted.
Fuck that guy.
Amiradel goes. Lodi goes. Everyone in the Citadel, pretty much.
8 people. besides us.
There's a lot of scribes, a
Hmm.
lot of servants, priests, people that live in the Citadel that are in the background all the time, but they're all there outside at this little. It's just an area near the Citadel that you've cleared the cobblestone. There's just dirt under the cobblestone that has been dug up enough for Garavon and his bow.
I dug a 6-foot hole.
And a couple more bodies if you need them.
Mm-hmm. Nice, deep, square-sided. 6 foot tall, 6 foot deep, 3 feet wide. I spent like a whole afternoon doing it.
Looks good, Cooper.
Thank you.
Everyone's standing there, formally dressed. They have Garavon's body wrapped. Except for the face, and the face has been restored to... It looks way better than it did.
Good work, Sean.
Well,
D12.
Double ones.
almost. It's fine. He did a good job.
Yeah. Good.
Closed casket.
Yeah. Good work. Oh God! What the? Wrap his face. Wrap his face.
I'm gonna go turn the heat up.
Okay, I'm fine. But sure.
You guys can have a funeral. What do you say? What do you do?
I'm waiting to see my script.
Oh, did you want that for real?
Well, if you're going to make me recite words.
I think I wrote something. I mean, I think Adina wrote something. I'll send that to you and you can say some words.
What's my do?
Well, that's you. Oh, that's a
You
nice
can
guy.
obviously keep some of it.
Harrigan,
not
Austrian. How often do they switch?
I think every couple minutes.
Okay.
I wonder if it comes out in broken up text. This would be the worst speech ever if it doesn't come out.
If I do it, if I do it in the order that I receive them.
So-
I think if you send it to one person, it does a broken up text. If you send it to the group, it sends it as media. And
Take it as
therefore,
media. You can change some of the words to be more fitting.
So wait, someone sent you a thing? She made a thing for you to read now at Garavon's funeral.
Yes. Theory. Got some text here to speed us on our way.
Say he's always trying. He was a good shot. The end.
Yeah, so the one you sent to me by itself is number 1, number 3,
No,
number
just read
4,
the
number
group
2,
one.
number 6, number 5, number 7.
Alright.
Yeah, you can skip the first line, obviously. They have Garavon's body and they place him in the hole. The 6-foot hole. They throw the bow in.
Just toss it. I have 200 arrows.
The light
one at a
crests over the horizon. You've picked the side of the building where you can see the sunrise. And they wait for you.
And then wait a solid minute. Silence as the sun comes up. And then what was the date? So today is
Today's
the
the
9th of what month? What's it called?
Anam.
Okay, so last night, after I burned off of my stuff, I sat up and I composed a soldier's eulogy.
You gonna break the silence first?
I will. I'll step up and pull it out.
Everyone looks intently at Dalaran.
Okay. How old are you? You're like around my age, right?
No, I
27.
was older.
27.
Yeah, I was 27.
57 when you saw the ghost.
27.
30
Okay.
years?
Okay, so,
It gets awkwardly quiet for a
Yeah.
long time.
well, I'm trying to compose, but I probably feel kind of choked up and stuff like that. And I just wanted to say a little something. It's the eulogy for soldiers that we used to say when someone would die very far away from their home. And Garavon died very far away from his home and the people that he grew up around, fighting for something that he believed in. So, here we go. I stood and I watched as a mother cried when she had heard that her son had died. He didn't die because he was sick. He didn't die because he was in a wreck. He died doing what he felt was right. I watched a father try to hold back his tears. His son had lived only a scant 27 years. His son had died 9,000 miles away. What was there left for a father to say? He got down on his knees and he said a prayer. The brave son knows his father did care. I stood and watched as a little girl cried. She didn't understand why her brother had died, why he never again played with her on the lawn. Looking at the little girl's tears, I knew that her big brother died fighting for me, for you. Thank you for your sacrifice, Garavon. The rest of us will try to do what we think is right. And I appreciate what you did for us. Sorry. And I step back.
Did you write that or no?
No, I looked up on the internet.
No inspiration for you.
No, I would not. Come on.
I don't know.
So that's it. Cooper's done.
Cooper steps back.
You know what? I'll take a shovel full of dirt and throw it in. And then I'll step back.
While this is all going on, I'm sure I'm keeping the candles lit. Thing that goes out while the wind just blows. And I take the two bolts of cloth that were fine silk, big M on them. I'll fold it up. I toss them in too, and then cover some dirt.
I'll put his bow in there too.
There are things that we all do, leave us feeling uncertain about our paths. Comes a point when we must acknowledge that we are not evil deeds we have committed. They are not the unfortunate situations we found ourselves in. We are who we choose to be. Well, none of us go very long without making sometimes terrible mistakes. The only path forward is to look to the sunrise, acknowledge that we're starting something new. The old version of us has died. We've been made in a particular way, forged by our adventures, our journeys, our company, the choices we make. Each day we can choose better than we were the day before. And Garavon often chose better than he was the day before. And in that, he has been an example to the rest of us. And in that, he is the first of us to leave this realm behind.
Cool. Barrett says a speech. Adina nods at you since you didn't use hers. Artigan saying anything for Garavon? He was a good shot.
Garavon loved my insults.
One more for the road.
Thou art as fat as butter.
I'll actually giggle at that. Super slick.
One last insult for the road. Everyone takes their scoop of dirt, throws it in, and thus the story of Garavon is over.
I'll put the rest of the dirt in.
We're not ugly cry.
All right, first funeral I've held in D&D. What do you guys do today?
He's gonna go to the library with Merritt's girlfriend, and me and you are gonna meet with the council, right?
I believe so.
Okay, let's just go right to it.
Okay.
Adina tells you that was a very good speech. Very moving. She looks at Art again. Are you ready to go?
We have to talk to... Did I get the... Okay.
Because you only have to study it for a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready then.
They head into the Citadel. And the counselors will be here around noon. You are also invited to the meeting with Maritime.
Well, of
obviously.
course. And I'll be with him. I won't be next to these guys. Not because I don't like these guys, just...
That's your Maritimes butt boy. Yeah, we got it.
What did you call him?
What?
What did you say I was?
And that's how it begins. The adversary starts now.
Excuse me?
Wait, did you hear something? I gotta go.
So then let's start with Art again.
Okay.
You guys teleport into the city.
Mm-hmm.
It is a wonderful city, and they've sent you with one of Amiradel's scribes. This city is mostly elven, and it's built beautifully. A lot of the rooftops are pointed. There's a lot of different towers throughout the city that pierce the sky. Many different colors of greens and blues, different hues that complement each other. And it's uniform throughout. Yeah. Architecture is immaculate, although it lacks in detail, like a dwarven city. But it is immaculate. Everything is made to perfection. Bless you.
Thank you.
It is a new city and hits your allergies right away.
Mm-hmm.
The library, this great library is one of these large towers. It's a large, stubby-looking round tower with this beautiful curved dome. Looks like the dome's made out of gold. Probably not gold, maybe just coated. A lot like a Capitol's dome would be. A giant spike on the end. And the building itself flows out into 2 other small tiers, much like the first dome, but smaller. You guys walk through into the building. They take a small payment from you.
How much?
5 gold admittance.
Okay.
The man at the door explains to you that that's how they fund this free use of their books and their knowledge, and this is what they have to sell. And people from all over the world come here to read, to learn, and anything you can think of, probably.
I'll start with Ravens.
Starting with Ravenswood. Adina will help you. You guys are walking around this massive library. When you look around, it's a 40-foot tall building. This main chamber is almost a cylinder of bookshelves from bottom to top. And there's different walkways every 30 feet. And to go up to each walkway, there are wooden elevators, wooden platforms that will be lifted up to each tier. The attendees will move you around and they'll take you to wherever you're looking for information because they know this better than you would.
Mm-hmm.
They take you to the 3rd tier up. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. With advantage.
Let's see. Rolled the same thing twice. Investigation. It's a 15.
15. So you are both perusing the many different tomes and the many different scrolls that are stuffed. Every bookshelf is stuffed with books. It doesn't look like they have empty sections anywhere, especially in this main chamber. And there's so many different titles about Ravenswood itself. Many of them, you can tell right off the bat, are just children's stories.
Children's stories aren't bad. I guess they're at least to the point and quick to look through, so I'll go through them.
Easy to read, easy to understand. They all have parables, different morals that they teach in less than 100 words usually. Not many pages to them. Some are just fitting on one scroll. But you go through them. It takes you at least an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But you have all the time you need.
Mm-hmm.
And you can... Eventually you figure out that these have all been written by one person.
Hmm.
The wording is all similar. There's no signatures of who actually wrote it.
I'll go ask one of the attendees who the author was.
Okay. You go up to the attendee. He's completely bald. He has a little soul patch. That's right. Don't mock it.
As librarians often do.
And he is not elven. He is probably half elven because he looks slightly elven, but human in nature. I'm not really sure who wrote it, but I'm sure we can find out.
You wouldn't mind.
Let me see if there's anything we can. These kinds of services we offer are not for free. We save you time by researching.
How
It'll
much?
be another 5 gold.
Okay.
I'll try to find an answer as quickly as possible. How
Thank you.
long do you plan on being here?
At least a few hours.
Very well. He goes off into a different section entirely while you continue your investigation.
Okay. I'm also going to look up some stuff on resurrection and let's see what else.
Artigan has a list.
Yeah, a small one.
Resurrection.
Resurrection, Ravenswood, anything about the tome itself, anything about Madeira.
Madeira. Give me an investigation.
Advantage or no?
Advantage.
16.
16. You do find plenty of different tomes and different books by Madeira.
Any of them about Ravenswood?
None about Ravenswood. Show you something. Madeira. It just strikes you kind of out of nowhere, where you see the letters in a different light. A dream right in the name.
It's an anagram.
Solve the riddle.
And at that point, you realize the answer to the riddle was right in the name all along. You guess that the one that told it to you, the magic that was cast on this skeleton, this talking head, was possibly there himself. And you, at least for now, have the answer to the riddle, but you're still trying to find information about Ravenswood. To you guys.
Us.
You prepare for the counselor's arrival.
Get my armor all shinied up.
Everyone gets dressed formally if you probably would.
Yeah, my nice vestments.
Oh, yeah.
Do you wear your armor in, Raphael, or do you wear your nobility or noble clothes?
No, actually, I'm a guard.
You wear armor.
I'm going to wear my armor.
You all prepare for this meeting, and you're going to be meeting with a bishop. I want to say his name is Nemrock, but I will double check that since I already named him.
God.
Don't start with me.
What?
Bishop Namak. You've not met him. You've never met him, but you've seen him around the city before. He doesn't just stay in the Temple of the Gods, which is the largest temple in the city. And it's a very tall tower. Extremely tall tower.
Getting smaller every time.
600 feet high. One of the largest structures you've ever seen besides the wall. It is the only thing you'd see from miles away of the city. And it was the Tower of the Gods was said to be built by the people from all the lands that wanted a place to worship together. But they weren't allowed to practice their religions in certain cities. They weren't allowed to practice their religions in certain regions. And they all came here together, and they built this monument to the gods. And they all lived in the tower for a long time, until they spread outwards into the city of Oakdale. And now this is the tower where the bishop stays. And pretty much only the bishop stays. Although the bishop doesn't commit to one god or another. He remains neutral in this city. For political purposes, for fairness, to be a good leader. Give me a history check, anyone that's trained.
Bum, 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 bum. Me?
Are you trained?
Yeah, I'm sure. I am sure I am.
And you can give me a history check. And you can roll 2, Mara, because you live here.
Plus 9.
7.
So 23.
All right, Mary. Well, you were very focused on your magical studies, not your histories. You know the bishop. He's this blue cobalt dragonborn.
Oh, it's Dragonborn, sweet.
He once fought on Magnus's side. A long time ago. About 10 years ago. He came to the side of, well, west of the wall, pretty much everyone else's side, and pledged his services to this city, as well as to the council. And he didn't immediately become the bishop. He worked his way up to bishop, but he's lived here for 10 years.
In Oakdale.
In Oakdale.
Okay. Alrighty then.
You meet up with them outside the Citadel.
And I guess I'll say, hey, did you see a bishop? And I'll tell him about the
You'll
bishop.
explain some of
Yeah.
the histories of what
Right.
you know.
Did not see the bishop. I also didn't know that he was a blue dragonborn that used to hang out with Magnus. That is uncomfortable.
We all have choices in our past that seem less than ideal on retrospect.
So, well, I would love to take advantage of the grace that you hand out so freely. I do think that if there's someone in this meeting that is maybe not aligned with us, we should look at all the likely and unlikely suspects. And the fact that he used to fight with Magnus will put him on that list for me, I'm just saying. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yes.
All right.
You guys
I
say
do
as you're
encourage
walking.
you not to act on your hunches.
I promise I'm not going to punch anybody in the teeth until someone pulls a weapon and does something stupid.
There should be none of these. It's a council meeting.
I love you guys. All right, let's go in.
Who else are we expecting?
Oh, I said I'd give you a list.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We're up to 1.
Yep.
Which is not yet a list.
Bishop.
It's a
Mhm.
list
For
of
sure.
1.
The bishop's coming. The consulars that you're expecting. Chenier.
Chenier, the dirt mage.
Sand wizard.
Right, sand wizard. Sorry.
Chenier.
Sandwich.
Sand wizard. Yes, sandwich.
Calvin.
Right.
Chorus.
Better.
That's his name. Sorry, Calvin Corvus.
Wait, I know that name. Corvus. Where's Corvus from? Corvus.
Probably some recycled name at some point.
Wasn't he
Don't-
the guy who had the mace, who sold the Swamp,
Ildrix.
that was Ildrix.
I can't believe you actually remember that. Have an inspiration for remembering a name
Mace
from
of
20
Ildrix.
games ago.
It was like 30
See what
years
you
ago.
get for remembering things?
Yeah, that's not going to help me do
I
it.
wish I knew who Corvus was though, because that would be a good one right now.
Mhm.
Oh well.
It's incidental,
Okay.
not on purpose if it is.
Tell me about this Calvin Corvus then.
Calvin Corvus is a dwarf.
You know, people are more than their race, Brian.
I said I'd give you a list. I didn't say what they do, who they are. You get a name, that's what you got.
Okay.
In a race.
In a race. So you can point them out, be like, oh, that's obviously Calvin right there.
It would be
It's the guy with the
it'd be
great
better-
red beard that's split in two.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was just going to ask what color is his beard. But not all dwarves have to have beards, right?
Hashtag not all dwarves.
Al S. Fun, that's his first name.
Al Asfon.
That you did not think when you made that name.
Al Sfun.
Al Asfon. Okay.
I mean, even in game, I'm going to try to keep a straight face. Cooper's like,
Oh, God.
Alsfon. Tell me about Alsfon.
He's also a dwarf with a great, well, dark brown beard.
Brown beard.
Short hair, long beard.
his name sounds like that's funny.
Yes, we heard it. We all heard
I
it.
can't deal with it.
Are you 5 years old?
Yes.
Get over it.
I'm going to message Lodi and be like, do you know this guy?
Trissa. I should just not give you last names. Trissa Nelenthar. Elvin.
What color is her beard?
Harissa. Amber Brown. Are you kidding me?
I think he just knows what color her brow is.
Carpet makes the drink. Sorry.
The rest of this whole game is going to be spent
No,
you
I
guys
didn't
laughing
say
at
anything.
names.
No, I'm good. Just can't get over the dwarf that selects the ass fun.
It's not as fun anymore, okay?
Alsfon.
It's just Al's fun.
So different.
You know, his name is Sven.
Oh, I write my notes in pen.
You can cross out.
Al Sven?
Just Sven.
Sven's
Just
fun.
Sven. Just Sven.
Sven's fun.
All Sven's fun?
Yes.
Hate you guys.
That's fun.
Scribble, scribble,
Why
scribble.
you come up with
Sven.
400 names, asshole?
Whoa, am I writing a list of 400 names? I thought it was a council of 13.
Carissa Amberbrow.
Yep, Carissa Amberbrow.
She is also a dwarf with no beard. No beard. My dwarves don't have beards if they're women.
Whoa, that's strange.
I don't know. People go about 50-50.
All right.
Wait, really? People think that female dwarves have beards?
They do, man.
Amoros.
Have you ever seen a female dwarf?
No.
Totally rocking a big beard.
I've never seen a female dwarf with a beard.
Yeah.
She is a tiefling.
That's weird.
Why?
Because it's not the normal.
For dwarves, it is.
Not for me.
All right, inside voices, guys. Inside voices.
And that is it. It's
All right,
not
So
13.
we're expecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, because the Council of
7.
13 is based off of 13 rules, right? Okay.
You got it. Good job.
Yeah, I remembered.
Inspiration.
Inspiration!
Inspiration.
I literally just gave you
Sorry,
guys that
thank you.
like a game ago or two. Josh probably still didn't know.
He's like, what kind of rules?
Is it a funny name? Ha ha ha. You were laughing at names last game. You're laughing at names this game.
Yep. You named the guy ass fun. Like, what do you want?
It's just Sven.
How do you expect that not to happen? What's his name? Ass fun.
I laugh because he laughs.
So,
I can wait.
we have the table all set up
I've been waiting for a
in
while.
the conference room. properly organized. Actually, let's do it up in the. Is the garden prepared? We can do it up in the green room.
It'll be in
Greenhouse.
the Tower of the Gods.
Oh, so he's not even coming over to my house.
No.
I will say that I thought the Temple of the Gods, that was the Citadel that I designed.
Really?
I think when we even talked about it a little bit in game, it didn't even register because I was like,
When I gave the intro about the Temple of the Gods,
I think I associated that with the Citadel of the Sun.
Me too. I thought it
Because
was this huge thing.
I had imagined the greenhouse being up on the roof, like way up there, which is
Looking
why I
out
was so
over the
far
rest
away
of
to
the
get.
city.
I thought I gave you a 600-foot tall tower
Mm-hmm.
at level 1?
I mean, it's not like I owned it. That's just where I lived. You could live in like a.
Yeah,
you know,
but your family owns it.
Whatever.
no, I mean she just works there.
I just work here.
It just works there. It's because you're a superintendent.
I see
of it.
where your mix-up is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, your
Yeah, I think
Citadel
that's
got way
Yeah.
smaller.
I was so confused.
That's why I was just like, Ryan giveth, Ryan taketh away.
Yeah,
That's what
I
my
was
brain
like,
told
man,
me when you were like,
this
"It's
is when
3
the
stories
Nerf
tall." I
hammer
was like,
strikes.
all right.
Nope, never was.
Okay.
I
Just-
play Destiny. I know how nerfs
Just
work.
never happened.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But that is where you're having the meeting.
Okay.
In the Tower of the Gods.
So we clean this as our own.
Okay.
Nope. Just kidding.
I was like, I'm game.
You all head to the tower. And you don't need to roll your perception for this. You see across the skyline from the south, giant shape in the sky towards you, moving towards the city. Huge. It scares you at first to see this large silhouette in the sky. And as it approaches closer, it actually starts to come into view, and it scares you a lot less. It's something you've never seen, but thing that you've heard of. A giant ship that flies. Airship. When it approaches the city, it slows down, much slower than when it was first approaching. Heads straight towards the tower.
Well, I don't see that every day.
I run to find Counselor Maritime.
He's already headed to the tower. You would be well versed in the council. This is the Counselor's ship.
Oh, yeah. Am I by these guys?
Yeah.
That's there is the Counselor's ship.
What counselor?
The Counselors.
All the counselors. They
That's
hang
how
out
they
together.
travel around the lands.
This is how they travel around the land.
Okay.
Interesting.
And it comes to a very slowing halt right near the tower where it appears to dock by its side, but in the air still. 300-400 feet up. Way above you, it casts this gigantic shadow on the ground near the tower. Blocks out the sun.
Cast shadows. But now's not the time.
You enter into the temple. Some of the town guard are there. You know a lot of the town guard personally, as you've been introduced to them by your friend Aaron. He worked with the town guard, and they escort you into the tower. Your first step into the tower ever. And when you go through the front doors, which front door is a single door, just like you'd find on any house, simple. When you walk in, the walls are deceptively not rounded because the tower is so wide around. All the stonework in here is intricate designs, intricate pattern work, intricate filigree, and trim around every framing, around every corner where the floor would meet the ceiling or where a door frame is. It's all beautifully done in different colors. It's not just one dull gray of a stone castle. It's whites, marbles, different kinds of stonework. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see as far as architecture goes. They escort you through this tower into different halls and different rooms that all have their own themes. They're not all marble. Some are beautiful woodwork inside. But the one thing you can definitely tell is hundreds of thousands of man hours went into creating this place, making it one of the best creations of man that you've seen. Man and other people. They lead you through to the center, where there is somewhat of an elevator, a platform. And when you step on, it just raises you up. It's not linked to any chains, it's not linked to anything. It just raises up. Apparently at will. You can see one of the guards is saying something, the command word, to get it to move. Go.
What is the command word?
It's a language you don't understand. It might even be a made-up word. You want me to make up a word right now?
I mean, I'd like to be able to use the made-up word later if I need to. You can
Okay.
just say, it's a word.
We'll say it's a toth.
A toth. Okay.
But you have no idea what it means. It's as fun.
Okay. I was just going to say thank you, Ryan.
As fun.
God damn it. I hate
So
you guys.
good.
You know what? That is the word.
As fun. I'm like,
You're going to have to say it every time. It goes up and up and up and up and up, and it starts accelerating in speed. It's frightening how fast it's going, because now you're zipping by a floor. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Stop suddenly.
yeah, it's skatook.
Until it goes. Then it just settles. Completely planed with the stone ground in front of you.
How high up are we?
You have no idea.
But high.
Very high.
Sweet. I'm ready for this.
Yeah,
I'm
I
prepared
walk
for this
forward
scenario.
to the door. I figure I'm probably leading my mother by the arm
Scenario.
and exit the elevator.
You exit the elevator. They walk you through, the guards walk you through a few different halls and a few different rooms.
I just stand behind Mary and Gloriosa where you would if you were like, you know, someone's bodyguard. Behind to the left or wherever.
Till you go into what seems to be a small rounded chamber with different steps up that all follow that same rounded perimeter, so it looks like a upside down ziggurat, if that makes sense, where people might sit on the steps and then someone at the very bottom would take the stage down below.
Amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, thank you. Except it's rounded. Well, amphitheaters are rounded too. Can be. They walk you into this gigantic room, definitely bigger than a host of 8, 13, however many people there's going to be here. But what you weren't expecting is there's people from every different temple. All the different temples of the city. People you know of. Different temples, people you've never seen. It's a meeting of the entire town. You see some of the names that are familiar to you, that they've told you about. You also see Maritime already there.
I'll be going to Standby Maritime.
You can all go down and take your seat. There's a few guards at each door.
How many?
3 guards at each door.
How many doors
And
are there?
people are just mingling and talking to each other. You see some people walking the perimeter of the steps, kind of making rounds and being pleasant to other people. There are a few different groups of citadels or temples that are off on their own, but they're not friendly.
They're not friendly.
You can just tell there's no one around them and there's no one being friendly to them or with them.
How many doors are there in and out?
The door you came in, and then across the way, another door going out, built much the same, like a tunnel going out, somewhat like a tunnel out of a stadium.
Okay.
That's where we'll leave off with you guys, because it's almost 11:30.
Sure.
Artigan, let's end on Artigan. You're there with Adina. You've been looking through a lot of the different writings and scrolls. Realize the answer to the riddle. Dream. Is there anything else you're specifically looking for?
I wanted to get the name of the person who wrote everything about Ravenswood and get a general idea of what Ravenswood looks like, especially if the children's pictures has lots of pictures in them, or children's book has a lot of pictures in them.
He comes back to you after maybe 30 minutes, and he looks at you. He's like, "These are all written by Ladera."
Did he have a secondary name?
Not that I know.
You know why he didn't put his name down as the author?
I couldn't tell you that, and I couldn't tell you why he's written his name in some and not in others. But none of his histories, literatures he's written about real life, talk about the other subjects you're looking for. Ravenswood. Only these ones talk about Ravenswood. He didn't want himself associated with children's fantasy.
Okay. Thank you. And then I'll look for books on resurrection. I'll try to memorize as best I can everything about Ravenswood.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. You're there.
Advantage or no?
Yep, Adina's still helping you.
I'm going to use a luck. Makes it a 17.
17. Still pretty good. A lot of these different children's stories start in the real world and end in a dream, end in a fantasy, end in an imaginary place, a place that doesn't exist.
Do the points where you start the fantasy always begin in the same or similar area?
They always start with a door.
Door. Is the door specific or?
It's different every time, different colors. Sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's red.
That was a wardrobe.
It's not a wardrobe.
A clock.
Are you there?
I'm
No.
just, yeah, right.
Yeah, it starts with a door usually, and then they go to Ravenswood, which is a made-up fictional place. Are there any other things that I can pick up about entering? Or, like, do they always knock on it before entering, or?
They always say something. Different words, different phrases, different passcodes.
Sorry.
And it's always magical.
Okay. But the phrases is it always the same phrase, or is it different every time?
It's not real, because when you say magical incantations, you're not always reciting real words. What the hell is wrong with you guys?
I can explain afterwards, maybe, but I'm sorry.
Are you being like, are you laughing at Surprise Humper again?
Did you bring that up?
No, that's not what I'm laughing about. Every time that you're like, never mind. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Lee.
Just don't worry about it. Just keep going.
I'm so sorry.
Just
If I
get
have a
through
book
it.
or something with a spare piece of paper, I'm going to just write down whatever the symbols or whatever he used for what he said that the people said or whatever. It might be meaningless or it might have some kind of...
Okay, so you're going to
Thing that-
transcribe a lot of the different symbols.
Yep.
Adina looks at you. You want me to help you with that? I can...
Oh yeah, if you want to do that.
That's actually what I'm really good at.
Okay.
So she'll pull out her journal, which she flips through, and she has a bunch of different writings and pictures and pages, and transcribes a lot of these runes or some of the words that are said as you're going through all these books.
Yeah, if you could actually make 2 copies of that, one for Merritt and one for me, it would be appreciated.
I can retranscribe it later.
Okay.
And that's what you guys spend your time doing, is
Mhm.
transcribing this entrance. We're gonna break there. Spent 30 minutes laughing today.
What's wrong with that? Laughter's good for the soul.
It is.
Josh, maybe you're the same, but like whenever I feel like I'm in trouble, like not like Ryan is.
Am
But-
I the mom here?
Yeah, like you know what? Are you like me?
It's
where,
harder to not laugh when I think I shouldn't laugh.
Exactly.
So it's like you're not supposed to laugh. You're not supposed to laugh. It's supposed to like bubble up and multiply
Right.
inside of me. Yeah.
Right. It's really tough. Alyssa, like when Alyssa's mad at me and I know I shouldn't laugh, but I do laugh.
No, I don't do that. That's all you, buddy. I've been married
I
for too
always
long to
laugh.
do that shit.
If
My dad was a
she's
principal when I was.
reciprocating the laugh.
Oh, yeah. Then
Not-
it's like ha ha ha. But when she's mad, I'm not like.
I laugh when I'm in trouble.
No,
It's really bad.
no, man.
That is really bad.
It's really bad. I
That's
used to get in
so
trouble in school and I'd laugh and I just because not that I really think it's just kind of a reaction thing.
Mhm.
Right? I don't know why. Just
Sometimes
do
I
it.
laugh at work when it's not appropriate. Like I'll be sitting there and something will happen and I'll be like, "Oh shit, don't do it, don't
But
do
as
it."
well, the door to
And then I have to like leave.
What are you playing with down there?
Oh, to this, to that, all kinds of stuff.
Stop it.
the password to the door for the imaginary world is ass fun.
Well, when he's
That
just
was pretty
like, yeah, when
funny.
he's just like, you know,
It's
That's
not
Rose.
as fun.
it's a make believe words. Sometimes they're not real words. I was like, that's fun, and they're like, but it's always magical. I'm like, ass fun's always magical. Like I just started losing it. My brain started doing it to me.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. We're gonna do Roses and Thorns before we tune out. Why don't we start with the jokesters over here? What is your favorite part of the game? What was your least favorite part of the game?
Ass fun. That was the best part.
Let's try to bring it in.
All right.
Come on.
I mean, that was hilarious.
No.
Almost as good as the stranger.
The surprise fucker. What was it? The surpriser and the something else.
Mysterious humper or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, right.
Anyways, let's
So,
bring it back.
Whatever. What did I like about the game? I don't know. It was an alright game. You know, we had a funeral. I don't think I've ever had a funeral for any of my characters before, or anybody else's characters. It's always like they died, put them in the ditch, we're moving on. Like, you come across the dungeon, character number, whatever you are, let's go. You know what I mean? So it was cool to
A
like
true parting of a character and introduction.
mourn them. You know what I mean? And then
Wait, you're not going to do this for all my characters?
no, this guy, we don't know this guy. If this guy dies next game, I'm gonna be like, roll him in the ditch, take his shit, we're out of here.
Whatever you're playing with. Let me know.
Yeah, great. And then, let's see. I really wanted to fight a thing at some point. There was no fighting today. I didn't get to swing a sword. Me and Matt were talking about outside during the break how maybe we should fight each other. But then we decided that, again, that wasn't wise. We're trying to build party cohesion, so.
Maybe just spar. We should have just sparred.
Could have.
There was a lot going on, though.
Yeah.
True.
But the past couple games, it's been like fight. So weird to have a no fight game again.
Mm-hmm.
What's your least favorite?
That was it.
Oh,
No fighting.
no fighting. I
Yes.
thought that was. Never mind.
That's not my favorite.
So your favorite really was Asphon.
No, my favorite was the fact that we had like a service for Garavon.
Oh, okay.
That was my favorite. Garavon service favorite. No fighting, not
I
my
missed that
favorite.
part.
Ass fun, just hilarious.
Bonus.
Yeah, that's what bonus nachos.
All right, Matt. Not Garavon. Raphael.
Thank you. I don't know. Like, really liked the bar scene. That was I wasn't involved in that, but it was. They were talking about me, so you know.
They were talking good about you.
No, they weren't. But no, but it was awesome. Like, it was just funny, and I liked when Merritt peed himself. That's how I saw it in my mind, anyway. Maybe it didn't happen.
I think that's how everyone saw it.
Yeah, all right. So,
I have
That
to
was
use the bathroom. Hey,
Never mind.
hey,
and I like how Artigan was being Artigan, was like, I'm gonna be calculated and efficient, and Merritt's like, nope, we're gonna take a break from efficiency. So there was that good character play, and I don't know, it was great. Thorn, I suppose. I guess I would have liked to see action, but I understand why there wasn't action today. It was just, we're building up to it. And, other than that, the Thorn, I guess we all had a lot to do in a short amount of time today. So, I guess, I don't really have a Thorn today. That's fun.
Make one up. That's the Thorn. Asphon.
Yeah, I was so mad when Josh started laughing at that.
Yeah, sure you were.
Alex.
I'd say my rose and my thorn would probably be the same thing, and that was pacing. We had a lot to do, and we got a lot done, but kind of like everyone else, kind of like having like that fight moment where you get down to the nitty gritty, and today it felt more like it was like planning a schedule than it was actually playing D&D. But we also needed that to get past the things that we needed to do so that the next game we could get into the nitty gritty kind of thing. So
Making a list.
Yep.
Yeah,
Checking it.
yeah, I think I agree with Alex. Like, we needed to do this stuff, but
It's also always, in my opinion, hard to introduce a new character. Like, you've had 42 games with Garavon, and one with Raphael, one half a game, and
Shit,
now
I'm Lodi.
one more.
Yeah.
And that's always hard to get someone involved, especially when you guys are such assholes to all the diplomats. Like,
I didn't even say anything to any of the diplomats.
mhm. He was a nice guy.
Oh, Ron? Yeah, fuck Ron.
See?
We're gonna have problems, and I don't want to start like this.
We might have problems.
Brian.
Roses. Merritt got to play with a couple different things that we haven't done before, like casting Hallow unannounced and getting to just role play through
A 24-hour
the
casting.
thing that nobody knew was happening. So everyone left for an hour and came back. That tickled me.
You
Then
just love it.
getting drunk and going door knocking is one of my favorite things to do in both real life and in role playing life when you're not expecting it.
Right at that moment, I knew. I was like, oh no.
So I count to 100. You're like, God damn it.
No, I didn't get it at that time. I got it when you went out into the hall.
Oh, I knew when he
And I was
counted
like,
100. I was like,
Oh
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No, what are you doing? It went better than I thought it was going to go.
Me too.
You handled that very well,
Oh,
Ryan.
I thought it was going to be so much worse.
I think the the impression that Merritt's hunting for a girlfriend or something has been overplayed, and so when he's actually trying, I mean, he's 15, so he's got about 500 things going on in there.
I don't know if you remember what it was like to be 15 and drunk and down the hall from an attractive girl that you think might like you.
I remember what it was like for me. What it's like for Merritt is pretty different.
Fair.
He is an absolute paragon of stubborn, do the right thing willpower. Now he gets up to the edge and he looks over the cliff.
He doesn't take the step.
He doesn't do that thing. So between that and the bar scene, all those things were great.
Did you have a least favorite? Thorn?
Oh yeah. Getting up close to the Temple of the Gods, which I thought was the Citadel, and then to find out it's the first time I've ever stepped inside it. All of a sudden realizing that I'm a smaller fish in a smaller pond in this town than
You knew?
yeah. It's like every time the Citadel and Merritt get smaller in this town. Like, oh. Because like when I wrote it, there was the temple. That was what Gloriosa was.
And then the rest of the town.
And then I think in one of my drafts at least, Merritt was at like an outreach, like a small temple where it was like a rougher neighborhood kind of thing. And so he was the tiefling, and that's where like the orcs would, travel in and out of. And so that's about probably the size of the Citadel you're imagining. And so he was in charge of that little satellite. And then it just...
Citadel sounds impressive. When you say Citadel, I think like Citadel. Not like Citadel.
Family,
Yeah,
family
right.
church center.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
See, I always imagine it's like you're a level 1 character. You weren't true noble. Well, you have noble background, right?
No, acolyte.
No. Oh, alcohol.
Acolyte. I thought you were noble. Never mind. You
The,
weren't true
the cat was
nobility.
noble. Whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you live in a Citadel your whole life. You gave me like 5 people you knew. This tower's 600 feet tall. There's probably hundreds of people that live here.
Well, so far we've established there's a bishop that lives there, and an elevator that goes past all the other floors.
Yeah,
of the
because I don't
temples
want
that
to
we
describe them all.
did. Okay, so if you're gonna give me that, I think you could.
I could
be
do
generous.
it, but we're
that
going to be here
direction,
for
too.
an hour.
You can be generous.
Let's
Let's go over
My
the list
plan-
of 100 names.
My plan is to, of course, run past you, but is to use the $50,000 to buy the next block over and annex the whole block, and then build a wall around all of it and make a keep for our Citadel.
Which is going to be next game when
Just
you
push
propose
those people
this.
out of the houses.
I mean, for 50,000 gold, we can just build them new houses. That's not that big a deal. Like, you want a newer, nicer house next to the better district? Done. Bam.
You're gonna have to do the math. I'm not the math guy.
I can't wait till I make your
You're the guy that
Citadel
says, "I did the
one
math."
tiny bedroom.
What's up?
Just one tiny bedroom Citadel.
Yeah,
You live there all by yourself.
it's a loft with a cot
The boy that
and a
lives in the
stained glass
closet
window.
under the stairs.
Yeah, right. And it's just, that's messed up.
The stained glass window doesn't even go to the outside. It's just sitting on my shelf.
Merritt's room the entire time was a cloth hanging over a corner in the.
You call it a stained glass window, but actually it's the glass. It's a little window to the pilot light of the boiler. That's my stained glass window. It's
This is all Merritt's dream, which is where
right.
Well,
the dream
you're
comes
just going to
into
have to
play.
become a bishop.
I'm gonna have to become a bishop.
Kill the bishop.
There you go.
Not a problem.
Future plans.
Done.
Put it on the list.
Why bother being a bishop when you can be a god?
All right. My favorite part. I have
That's fun.
2 favorite parts. It's not that. That might be my least favorite. I liked the bar scene. We've never done a revelry. And instead of role playing the whole thing out,
Mhm.
which could be long and somewhat funny, I thought the way that we did it was a lot funnier. Saying something you liked about Garavon and something you didn't. It made it really funny, especially because you did interject your own role playing in those moments. You didn't have to do a 30-minute session of it. You did a really funny, 5-10 minute session of Garavon.
I
And
gotta
just
shoot
passed.
you.
I'm like, ow!
And Artigan told an awful, awful joke at his funeral.
Which is pretty
That
good.
was awesome.
You should have done the one. What's the one like I has touch your mother or something like that?
Phil and I hath done your mother.
Yeah, that was the best. Phil and I hath done your
I didn't want to recycle
old material.
old material.
That was my favorite moment. My other favorite moment was sitting around the dinner table. There was a definite dynamic of mistrust between
Yeah.
you and
Roan.
Barentine.
Yeah, well, it's like he shows up and he's like, I have all this earth-shaking stuff to tell you. I haven't told anybody else. You're going to have to take care of it. I'm like, dude, who the fuck are you?
That's what I liked about it. He's got all this earth-shaking stuff to tell you. But in the truth of everything, you are the earth shakers. You just don't know it.
I don't trust this dude.
There's no one else in the world like you guys.
Except for this guy, who's more powerful than us.
Maybe.
You're like my Lorenzo, you know that, right?
Hmm?
You're my Lorenzo.
Am I? Huh.
Yeah, you
AC's
showed up with
higher.
a-
I guess I didn't think about that.
Show up with a sword and board.
You protect people better than he does.
Maybe
Swordboard fighter.
maybe I killed Lorenzo.
I liked the dynamic between the group and the true politician who is used to getting what he wants at all times. He'll get it however he can, even if it's 50,000 gold.
I mean, I didn't say that I was going to go do anything he wanted me to do for 50,000 gold. I was just like, yeah, you could do that. Chink, thanks.
We'll see.
All right.
It's a good dynamic.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like Roan.
I know. That's great. Things I didn't like. Asfan.
The fact that you made
Ass
someone ass fun is your own fault.
Sometimes when you make up names, you don't say them out loud. Actually,
should say
most
it
of
in
the
your-
times I make up names, I don't say them out loud.
From now on, you should. You should practice it once before you bring
I'm
it to
not
me.
gonna.
Ass fun. Whoops.
I have to write so many different things already. I'm not saying them out loud.
Okay. Be prepared.
What did I not really like, though? Where Brian loves the mystery and intrigue of not letting everyone know what the hell he's doing. And he'll sit there in awkward long silences of this is going on. And although he just loves to do it,
So much.
I don't love it.
You're like, what are you doing to my world?
Not only that, it's like, what are you doing? I know it's hard-ish to separate player knowledge from character knowledge, and without metagaming, obviously it's impossible. Like, if they know you're casting a 24-hour spell,
Mhm.
I'll see you in 24
Yeah,
hours.
they won't come
Well,
bug me. And
I also generally imagine that most people, maybe not Merritt, but most guys are like, hey, I'm going to cast this 24-hour ritual, okay? Cool. And then they start mecha hoeing.
He was grieving.
Yeah.
But Brian loves the intrigue and the mystery and not letting people in on the secrets.
Yep.
But it's harder to, in my mind at least, relate what you're actually doing in-game sometimes. Like, I know a lot about Tia. I think you and I know a lot about Tia. I think only you and I know a lot about Tia.
I think there's that fun-ish balance of we could say more or they could ask more.
That's true, but you know
If
that
you're
they're going to
not-
ask.
If you're not interested, I'm not going to burden you with extra backstory.
In-game, they're not going to ask.
Probably not.
I mean,
Probably
Cooper's not really like that.
See? He doesn't even know like anything about the world.
Cooper?
Yeah,
He knows a few things.
yeah, sure he does. Cooper does. Josh doesn't.
Cooper knows that Magnus is a person that's killing a bunch of people. He's responsible for a lot of death. I don't even know if that's actually true out of game, but in game, that's what Cooper knows.
So, I don't despise the mystery and intrigue, but sometimes I find it hard to relate to
Yeah.
in game.
Try to clue you in a little better about what I'm doing.
Or if they come and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" Say, "Come to me tomorrow at 10 a.m."
Who's the guy that wrote the Long World books?
The Long World.
Or the Long Sun,
Oh,
sorry, the Long Sun books.
Gene Wolfe.
Gene Wolfe. You think like he writes.
Yeah.
Like he writes, and sometimes I read the Long Sun books, or what's the one where the two planets get really close together?
That's the Short Sun.
The Short Sun, right. And I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I know that there's a whole bunch of stuff happening. Like it's like looking at a fossil watch. I can see there's other gears back there, but I don't really know what they're doing, right? And role-playing with you is kind of like that.
It's
Yeah.
got
Pretty sure
great
you've got
moments.
a couple stories going on at once, right?
Right.
I mean, I'll take the surface one.
I mean, I love it because I'm the DM and I know it all. Like, I know exactly what's going on.
Sure, you knew what was going on when you started casting the 24-hour ritual.
I did not know that.
See? Right.
That's the part where I was saying was like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, yeah. It was still funny in the
Glad
end.
I made your thorn.
Oh, I know what I liked about this game. Finding out that I knew the answer to the riddle all along.
You did.
I did. I figured it out, but I didn't think it was right.
It was all in the name.
I was actually going towards mirror for it.
That'd be cool. There might have been a couple different interpretations, but I wanted to definitely lead you to the answer, which was it.
Mhm.
And I wanted to do it in/out of game. There wasn't as much interest this session with everyone. Like, even during the political dinner, he brought it up, and there wasn't any discussion afterwards. So I was like, well, this is going to be an in-game solution at some point,
Yeah.
which is fine too. Hopefully, there was still some reveal and some fun about it.
I could, for some reason, during the dinner, I thought we had already looped him in on it. And that's just the way my brain does stuff sometimes. So I was not going to berate him. Like, no, but really, what's the riddle thing all about?
Yeah, well, I thought there was going to be a discussion about it,
Yeah.
and it never happened. Instead, it was talking about mistrust and why are you telling us these things? And are we, or are you we?
We, us, and you, we. All right.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Next Sunday, we'll see you again.
And there will be blood.
There might be blood. There might be some answers. There might be some more political meetings. Well,
Oh, we
there
killed the
is
bishop.
a political meeting.
We killed the bishop. Spoiler alert.
I wouldn't be. I'd just like throw the towel. Like, all right, guys.
Walk out.
Cool campaign. Thanks.
Fuck the bishop.
Bishop is Magnus.
Sympathizer, son of a bitch.
We'll see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in.